I don't care if you've been yelling 1, 2, Levi Ackerman's coming for you all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the stack. Smoke me out, fam, with that dang shit on my left. Oldest ninja in the world, old ninja.
Sometimes the facts are not your friend.
Ooh, we're gonna get into that. You're gonna get some heat on
Nope.
my far right engineer on the ones that choose choke people out on threes and fours Chronos.
This should be our dank inauguration. I'm just saying. We're still around. You
I
keep voting
like
for
it.
us. We're good.
Love it. In the middle, we got your boy Stitch.
Joe Biden's done more for black people in 12 hours than Trump has in 4 years.
Off the top ropes. Last but not least, we got your boy Blue.
I'm gonna keep it short. King Shark is a shark.
God
all right,
damn, I love the preluding. Go ahead, Kronos. Give us some stats.
All right. Listener of the week would be Odette. We appreciate you listening more than a few times. So thank you very much. And first in the chat would be my boy Patrick. What's going on? He just literally, as I was saying first in the chat, I was going to say nobody. And then he said, what's up? So there you go.
I love it.
I hope you guys like the sort of new setup. We're going to do it a little bit differently with Google Meetup. Let me know if you want us to go back to the old way in the chat, because we definitely can. We're leaving closed captioning on, so people that are watching this can read what we're saying. But it's up to the AI to understand what the fuck we're saying. So
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting. Chat, I hope y'all give us that live feedback. You know? All right. Old Ninja, what you pouring out and for whom's to do?
So this week we're gonna pour out some of this here, this twisted tea
Twisted tea.
for your face.
I love it.
Yeah. Wait. So first on the list we have Peter Mark Rickman or Richmond. I'm sorry. Character actor Peter Richmond has been in 159 credits of TV shows and film. He's been in TV shows such as Three's Company, The Incredible Hulk, Wonder Woman, and The Fugitive, all the way to shows like the Star Trek The Next Generation, Batman the Animated Series, and Beverly Hills 90210. That's just a snippet of hundreds of projects that he was in. Some of his credits, as far as film, include Friday the 13th Part 7, Agent of Harm, and Pool Hall Junkies. It's one of his last three films that he made. Richmond, he also wrote plays, including the acclaimed Four Faces, a novel and short stories, and an autobiography. His son, Lucas Richmond, is an accomplished film composer. He passed away due to natural causes. He was 93. Next up, oh wait, take.
You gonna take a sip mid?
Yeah. Gotta take a sip for the homie. Taking a
All
sip for
right.
the homie. Next up, we have Siegfried Fishbacher. I believe that's pronounced his name. Famously part of the world famous duo Siegfried and Roy, which performed Illusions and possibly the original Tiger Kings, plural, has passed away. Fishbacher was from Rosenheim, Bavaria, not Latveria, for those of you who are thinking he might be related to Dr. Doom. It's not true. As an entertainment duo, they performed 6 shows a week for 44 weeks out of the year. The pair gained international recognition for helping to save rare white tigers and white lions from extinction. Siegfried and Roy performed magic shows since the 1970s, but signed a lifetime contract with the Mirage Hotel in 2001. Unfortunately, in 2003, Roy suffered a horrendous animal attack from one of their tigers. It is estimated that they have performed over 10 million fans from 1990 to 2001, earning them roughly $1 billion.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Fishbacher's long-term partner on and off the Las Vegas Strip, Roy Horn, he died last year in Las Vegas due to complications of COVID-19 when he was 75. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Not sure. Siegfried passed away due to complications from pancreatic cancer. He was 81. And gotta take a sip for the homie.
This motherfucker's
there we go.
step.
Yeah. Last up, I'm not going to talk too much on him, but Phil Spector. Phil Spector, he was a huge music producer, but he died in prison due to complications of COVID-19. He's in prison because he was convicted for the murdering actress Lana Clarkson.
Yeah, I don't know why we are giving this guy an RIP or even the media, because I mean he's a murderer. Like, why do I don't? I mean, he's a convicted murderer. Like,
he is a convicted murderer. However, he was hugely influential in the music business.
I don't give a fuck.
So that's why I didn't give it full detail about it. I just said he died of COVID. That's it.
Okay. I guess.
Tried to preempt it.
And no sip. Yeah, I mean he has a very large resume and a huge influence on pop culture for decades.
Let's not play it up though. I mean, we cannot do that.
Speak on it.
Yeah, we cannot speak on it because he murdered a person and he died in jail because he murdered somebody. There's like few. I mean, obviously you guys know me. Like I've had evolutions over like my way of thinking, but if you kill somebody, maybe let's not elevate you to a certain status. I mean, it wasn't in question, so. Yeah.
There it is. Okay. Any others? Are we good?
No, that's it.
Good fucking shit, man. All right. Where should we dive on in? I know we got a whole bunch of shows that we truly have to break down. Or do you want to start with real life stuff and what happened today?
Let's start with the real life stuff because I mean, we have some actual sort of good news. We have optimistic news today. Here in America. Today is January 20th, 2021. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris officially took their oaths of office. And it gave me sort of some hope. Slightly more hope than when President Trump, or just Donald Trump, became president. I gave him some hope because I thought he was a businessman. He had some sort of successful businesses, which that later on did research. They're not really that successful. But I hope that they do a good job because if they don't do a good job, just like Donald Trump, if he does a bad job, America will suffer. And we saw what happened with Donald Trump because he did a terrible job. And we have over 400,000 people that have died from COVID-19 from a single virus in less than a goddamn year, which is horrific. But today was mostly about hope, at least for me. I saw the first executive orders that they did. I think it was like 17 executive orders, which you've heard me talk about it before on the podcast. I don't particularly like the executive branch using their executive powers too extensively. However, given the amount of damage that the previous president had done, the easiest way to like just erase that stuff is with his executive powers. But I would hope that after he's done using his executive orders, that he goes to the legislative branch and somebody needs to curtail the powers that the executive branch has by the president. Because the fact that they can just write all these executive orders, back to back to back, it's so dumb. In the past, basically 16 years, we've had like a back to back to back to back where like they're just reversing shit that the previous president did. And at some point, it needs to stop. America needs to move forward instead of just trying to, undermine what the previous president did. Don't get me wrong, President Obama didn't do anything as egregious as Donald Trump, but Trump undermined the shit that he did, and then now we have Biden doing the same exact thing, but these are just more dire circumstances. So they need to curtail the executive branch. How did you guys feel about today?
I was working most of the day. I didn't really actually follow much of it except for some brief news and some memes or whatever. I saw the Bernie Sanders meme with his fucking old man mittens popping off. I thought that was kind of funny. People commenting on what Michelle Obama was wearing and really liking that. But I'm just glad from a American safety standpoint, nothing popped off in terms of ridiculous violence. And I think unless you were living under a fucking rock over these past 2 or 3 weeks, that was a serious fucking concern. There were people who were in the National Guard that were dismissed from inauguration duty because they didn't pass some of the screenings. So kudos to everybody involved operationally that made this a non-violent, quote-unquote, transitional inauguration day, because traditionally you're supposed to have the previous president there as well, which it is what it is.
Oh, you know, at this point, fuck that dude. I mean, if he doesn't want to,
his own party.
yeah, I mean, he can go. I don't give a. I hope that he doesn't. We never see him anymore. Like, I hope he just goes down in obscurity. To be honest with you, because I don't want this guy to eat up any more airtime, to continue to poison more American minds, to continue to just fuck up our society. The fact that he wasn't there, I think, was a fucking highlight. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it's so.
It's disrespectful, for sure.
It's disrespectful, and it's actually really
It's unprecedented.
sad. It's unprecedented. Or maybe you can go back in obscure moments in the 1800s. In our lifetime, it's certainly unprecedented, and it's very disappointing from the standpoint of, yes, he has tens of millions of followers. He still has tens of millions of followers. What all of the world, not just America, should see is here's the keys to, the quote unquote kingdom, and now you've been sworn in, and the old guy says, I wish you luck, blah blah blah, in public. That's what should happen. That's what I'm sad about. But somebody else jump in. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Oh, hold on, wait. Sorry, Stitch, real quick. That's a dope ass shirt. I'm just saying, Bluey is the shit. It's a great kid show. Sorry, I had to comment. I didn't see it until just now.
Yeah, it's the Bluey dad shirt. We got them all for Christmas. Lilo's got it said Mum, M-U-M, and then Storm has Bluey. But we've heard all on the news, especially since the resurrection, and even prior to that, where he starts complaining about the election process.
Did you say resurrection?
He
did say resurrection.
Okay. I was about to say, who?
Jesus came back.
Jesus. He did
sounded like it's too early to be talking like Blue.
It is, man. It is.
Oh man.
But they've talked about the smooth transition of power, and that's something that we've almost taken for granted, especially during our entire lifetime. You touched on it, but even prior presidencies, no matter what beef that the prior administration had with the next one, they were able to squash their differences, meet, and transfer power peacefully. Like, hey, we can iron out these differences that we worked out on the political trail and during debates and campaigning. It's about America now. And you have this whole tradition of them meeting, riding to the Capitol together, standing next to each other on the stage when the person's being sworn in. And it's happened since, I think they said it's been 150-something years since the last president did not attend the inauguration. It was Andrew Jackson not attending Ulysses Grant's inauguration. And people argue that Jackson, before this one, was potentially the worst president of all time. But it really showed, like people have been saying and screaming and pounding the pavement, this is his true colors. He's just a selfish narcissist. And he was never about doing stuff for the country. He was never a real true Republican by the sense. It was just a him reality show. And it was really cool to see all the presidents, all the living presidents except Carter, because Carter's up there in age and for health concerns. But to see them all together at the same place at the same time, it's really kind of fucking chilling, because you have so much history that will forever be history even after we're long gone, just in the same place at the same time. They're all getting along. You're seeing like Michelle Obama and George Bush have this like hilarious like friendship that you would never thought would fucking happen, but they're always like talking and like laughing. But it just shows that for whatever happened during those 4 years or 8 years that they were in office, they were able to put aside their differences and work together for the United States of America. And for him not to be there, him to sort of shuffle off with a meek minor crowd, for Pence not to even be at his farewell and to be at the inauguration, it just shows how much he's burned so many bridges and just scorched earth, everything that he's touched in the past 4 years. And thankfully, it seems like there's optimism. That's a good way that Kronos put it. There's a lot of optimism that I feel that things are going to change or even return to normalcy, where it's not like you wake up and you're just like, do I feel like even turning on the news to see what bullshit's been going on today? It felt like a nice sort of release of stress that we have somebody that I feel is competent and will be looking out for America's best interest in handling what right now is the coronavirus pandemic, handling it in the best way for the United States of America, rather than to try to boast his own ego or make himself look good at the expense of hundreds of thousands of people dying.
Yeah.
Joe, what you got?
So yeah, I caught parts and pieces of the inauguration, but one thing I thought was interesting was how, I'm not sure if the news actually showed the crowd, but like, there's no crowd there, which is crazy because like, they pretty much shut down that whole, what do they call it, the mall, right?
Yeah.
Washington Mall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they shut that all that down, and like there was very few people who were actually there in attendance. It was pretty much everybody who was there. But overall, like I'm really hoping that this presidency does a whole lot better than the last one, just because the last one set the bar so fucking low. I mean, it's almost impossible for the guy to do anything bad to fuck things up than what it already is. But I kind of like what Biden, like yesterday, Biden, he paid respect to those who did die from coronavirus. Like they set up a cool little flag memorial thing in the front grounds, and like him, Biden, his wife Kamala Harris, and her husband went and checked it out, and like they paid their respects, gave a good little speech. I thought that was cool. I thought it was funny when Garth Brooks went up there to sing. He didn't do the national. No, he did Amazing Grace, I think, and. It's funny because I don't think I've ever seen him without his hat on, but he had a problem with like keeping his hat off because like it's those ceremonies, and like he kept putting his hat back on and then taking it back off. I was like, yeah, it's a special event. You can't wear your hat, bro. But overall, I thought it was good. Seeing all the other presidents there, them kind of like hanging out afterwards, looked like they were having a good time, and it just just add a little bit of positivity back into like feeling like American again, and also just thinking like, a lot of the racist people came out of the woodworks, and they're not going away. It isn't like it's gonna be like resolved overnight. Like there's a lot of people that need to change their mindset. I hope that, with the new presidency, we kind of get people to start thinking like they should be thinking, and not thinking about these crazy ass fucking conspiracy theories and these QAnons and these fucking this and that. Like the crazy letter people, basically. But yeah, overall, I thought it was pretty cool inauguration. Like I was kind of scared for Biden because the shit was gonna pop off. I was afraid something was gonna pop off. But the National Guard had everything locked down. I think they had like over 15,000 people deployed just to participate in that event. So yeah, I thought overall it was pretty good.
All right. Was Old Ninja? Did you have anything?
So, I guess overall we talked about a few things that changed in the guard, but I just want to point out one thing. Back in the early 1960s, there was my mom. She was traveling cross country with my grandmother to a army base in Florida. They stopped in Texas because my mom had to use the restroom, and she went to one of the restrooms, and a man came by and stopped her and said, "You can't use this restroom." And she said, "Well, I really have to go." He's like, "Well, you're a colored girl. This bathroom is not for you. You got to go all the way around." And she was very young at the time, so she cried and tried to tell her mom, she really had to go. And that time in America was only 60 years ago. And today, we inaugurated a mixed race woman mixed with African American descent as well as indigenous descent into the White House today. I think that this was not only a historic moment, but a uplifting moment for every young woman of color, that of course anything can be possible, especially even in times like this. So I think there was an important significance today that we have our first female vice president that is of mixed race. I mean, as they keep saying, all last year, representation matters, and I think this is one of the most prestigious ones we've seen in the last decade or so.
Fair
Yeah.
point.
Real quick, something else I wanted to add on here because I want to keep mine short so everybody can get their 2 cents in. One of the first things that President Joe Biden did was he did a mask mandate, and it's a federal mask mandate. I posted about this on Facebook, but I felt like some people got mad about it because I didn't give the entire picture because they didn't actually look it up, which is fine. If you just look at my blurb, the first thing was a mask mandate, you might think that this is going to force everybody to wear a mask. Even though I wish he could do that, he didn't. It's a federal mask mandate, meaning that on federal sites, federal buildings, and certain federal lands and certain public transportation that are federally funded, that you have to wear a mask. And so people were kind of confused on why did he do that? Why is he forcing people? Listen, it's sending out the correct message. I think people are very short-minded on not remembering that there were multiple super spreader events that the previous administration did, literally in the White House or at rallies, to where there'd be mask free in the White House and mask free at all these rallies, and so many fucking people got COVID from this. And so for Joe Biden to say, President Biden to say, listen, if you're in a federal building, you're going to wear a mask. And everybody that I saw today, everybody that was in the ceremony today, everybody was masked up. And I was like, thank you. This is what America needs to see, because most people, like most of us on this planet, we're followers. You know what I mean? So when you see the leaders and your senior leadership doing something, you are more likely to emulate that. And to see all of the senior leadership in America finally masking up, which is something we should have done fucking almost a year ago, after all this has happened, it's like, good, this is the way it should happen. Lead by example, wear a goddamn mask, and stop having these crazy events where you're having hundreds of people in the same building or in the same small room with no masks on, and then everybody gets fucking COVID. They have to shut part of the government down, and people die. But people just don't give a shit about that. They're just like, oh, my rights. It's like, is wearing a mask that fucking hard? I mean, it's not. It's not that hard.
Yeah. No. Well said. I mean,
wording correctly, it gets more fucking important because I see a lot of people not cover up their nose.
Yeah, that shit bothers me. Yeah. I don't know.
This one YouTube channel I watched, they did an experiment to show you how the masks work, and basically if you put a mirror in front of your face and you breathe, you can see the condensation on that mirror. Put on a mask and do the same thing, and you won't see the condensation. So that just shows you breathe into your nose or your mouth, you're spreading some kind of vapor from inside your body, which is what the coronavirus uses to spread.
Go ahead, Alden.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a guy on YouTube. He does the same thing with a flamethrower. He does this example the protection of wearing a mask, and he uses it with the flamethrower before it melts your face, and what the difference is when you're not wearing a mask. It sounds weird, but he actually does multiple tests. It's like a 8-minute video where he shows the distance and wearing the mask and how it affects you and shit like that. It's actually, and then at the end he literally is like, wear a fucking mask, and then the video ends. It's fucking crazy.
Well, look,
I guess QAnon imploded today.
What? I'm sorry. What does that mean?
So today during the inauguration, the QAnon followers thought that Trump was going to give some kind of signal, apparently through 8chan and these other really right-wing message boards. They were supposed to arrest Joe Biden at the podium today when he's being inaugurated.
Shit.
Yeah.
So they were waiting on this. They were waiting for Trump to give the signal and say that he was really the president, and none of that happened. And so it fractured their, I'm gonna call them a cult. It fractured their cult. So then there is people within their cult saying that, so if you don't know about QAnon, it basically started with some guy and a conspiracy theory, and he's known as Q, right? He's Q and he's anonymous, hence QAnon. And so it is believed that the founder of QChan, or 8chan, I'm sorry, 8chan is is this little programmer guy. He's actually pretty smart. I've seen him interviewed or whatnot. And
He's the quadriplegic one, right? Or the
he's
little person?
He's a little person.
Okay.
He's like
Should he be a little
he created 8chan for literally free speech. He created it for free speech, and it ended up flocking all these people with these super radical ideas. And he literally distanced himself. He remained the founder. He kept the title, but he didn't use the platform. So today they were saying that Q was supposed to like basically lead the charge and wait for the signal for Trump, and then they're going to rally up and whatnot and see Joe Biden take it away because of the child pornography, sex trafficking. None of that shit happened. So they're like, oh, what the fuck? What, we were betrayed. What do we do now? Maybe Joe Biden is Q. So like they were totally in disarray because they thought there was going to be like another coup d'etat, pretty much. None of that shit happened. So now they didn't know what to do. Apparently they're freaking out. They're like chicken with their heads cut off online. It's actually quite interesting. There's actually a Forbes article written about it today that was posted about there are multiple groups that apparently follow the QAnon. Some of them are just I guess monitoring. Other ones have infiltrated. They pose as users and just say, hey, when and where is this going to happen? They just report your ass to the FBI.
It's because listen, these people they're dumb as fuck. All right, so if you're gonna attempt a coup, understand that first of all you're going up against the largest and not the largest, but the best military in the world. So you better be on your fucking P's and Q's. You better have a fucking serious plan, not some half-ass bullshit, to go against the American military. Even though some of the American military, that's already been found out that some of them have been compromised, which they're pieces of shit and they're fucking traitors. They need to be thrown in jail along with everybody else. Actually, with them, the consequences should be even more dire because we took an oath and we all know what happens to traitors. Literally, the punishment is death. So I'll leave it at that. But you can't go in half-cocked talking about a coup, okay? And you want to talk about how you're going to overthrow what? Like, you're not going to be able to go up against the American government like that anyway, especially when you know that the things that you're going up against the military and our own government up against is like it's bullshit lies. Like everybody was getting all riled up over lies. It's like, yeah, listen, if the American government and the military starts like tossing mass people in concentration camps and killing civilians, yeah, that's a reason to fucking rise up. But somebody lying to you about basic fucking math, that's the reason why you want to try and put your life on the line for somebody to lie to you that he won the election when he clearly did not. Like, I think a lot of people, they sobered up and they were like, wait, okay, this doesn't sound right. Maybe I won't put my life on the line. And thank goodness they didn't. I mean, I hope you guys woke up and you won't vote for that fucking dumbass ever again, or be a victim of cult mentality. But unfortunately, if you're in that mindset of where you can be so easily convinced of fucking lies, then you're a serious problem in America. And I don't know how to deal with that other than like better education, but you have been compromised and you were likely to commit treasonous acts on America, and some of you did. Some of you committed treasonous acts on America that cannot be like easily forgiven. And I think there needs to be a reckoning in America to like help those people understand like actual reality. But I mean, we had Americans believing in fascism, literally believing in fascism, and they didn't even realize it because they don't even fucking know what fascism is because World War II happened a long time ago, but it wasn't that fucking long time ago. It's like when people try to say that slavery was a long time ago. It's like, no, it fucking wasn't. And neither was like all these civil rights issues. Like people have such a short memory in America because all they know is, especially if you're, Caucasian in America, it's like your life goes by in an easy way. It's easy to just like slide by in America. But once you actually start doing research into shit, it's like, it's easier for you, but it's like, it's paved on the backs of others. So people need to realize that shit.
I was gonna say I've watched so many shows, and it's a really simple concept. even going back to like Goodfellas, don't talk on the fucking phone if you're gonna do some illegal shit. It's a really understandable, simple concept or whatever. Go to a payphone or do whatever if it was back in the 80s or the 90s. But these Q idiots, not only are they taking it to a different level, but they're talking about doing illegal shit on a public internet forum where it's like, you don't even need a warrant. It's like right there. You can just hit print on your fucking browser and print out all the fucking evidence that you need that, yo, this person's doing some highly illegal shit or whatever, and you probably shouldn't be talking about it or trying to do it or organize through a fucking internet forum where you don't even know who it is that you're talking to. It's like the easiest. I've been getting so much joy watching the FBI just scoop up all these idiots that just decide to post their illegal activity online, on the gram.
It's stupid as fuck.
Full posted up like, oh, hi from the Capitol building. Like, what the fuck? Are you serious, dude?
Yeah,
so
I mean,
fucking stupid. It's like, and
for
you're seeing like, you're seeing people that are like, even like law enforcement, like cops in like other cities and stuff, just like, yo, I'm in the Capitol taking photos and selfies next to like statues that are inside the fucking. I'm like I don't understand like the lapse in logic, and I shouldn't be surprised because these same people don't understand math in terms of like 71 million people versus 80 million, and just they're so far down in this rabbit hole of ridiculousness that I'm not surprised that they're just getting caught by self-incriminating themselves by doing dumb shit and posting their illegal activity online.
Well,
I'm pretty sure a lot of people already have. And I got a question for all. I mean, are we really, really, really surprised that there are super right-wing people that are military that are also part of militias? Are we really that surprised?
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me explain part of that to the listeners. Stitch can probably back me up a part of this because he was on the law enforcement side, but I can tell you from the military side, it's going to be a very similar story. Listen, when you join the military, we take an oath as well, just to defend against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and a whole bunch of other shit. But after you take those oaths and you go to boot camp, you basically go through indoctrination, and most people get brainwashed through indoctrination. And so these same people that have been formerly indoctrinated, they are more susceptible to indoctrination again. And I don't say that lightly, but it's fucking true, because I've seen people with the same bullshit mindset of, let's just follow, our beloved leader without putting any thought into it. And I've seen people that have done horrific things, throughout history because somebody else told them to do so. And we all know that if you commit a war crime, just because somebody told you to commit a war crime, it does not make you immune to the effects. But people are so enamored with this cult of personality, that they believe in this person or this thing so much that they're willing to do whatever they can to help out that cause or that person. And so I'm not surprised that there's people that were currently in the military or in law enforcement that have fallen into this fucking trap. But I think it also there needs to be like maybe a different way that we train on military and law enforcement so that they're not susceptible to a continual, basically brainwashing, because that's what's happened.
Absolutely. I'll definitely co-sign on that. I mean, you see it even on like the law enforcement side where you see like somebody doing some wrong illegal shit or whatever. I mean, we'll go to the extreme example, like with the George Floyd thing or whatever. You see one officer who's doing something that is fucking illegal, not under department policy or in any way, shape, or form. And then you see the other 2 or 3 officers just standing there, just not doing anything and not like stopping it and everything. And I mean, on many levels, there is a brainwashing of sorts. And I mean, it goes deeper than that in terms of like how that person might have been raised going into whatever training that they got into, whether it was in the military or law enforcement. But they just they stuck in that sort of iron bubble way of thinking and just doing as they're told and just doing as everybody else. And as much as a lot of those people try to say others are sheeps, they themselves are actually the sheep. that are just doing as everybody else in their internal bubble or their group of people that they're associated with, and unable to sort of break themselves from that thinking and doing what is morally correct and just common sense, like logically sound.
Yeah. Really quickly, to me, I find it hilarious that, what was it, over a year ago when we were talking about the whole Area 51,
Oh shit!
which was its own fun, kind of a fun conspiracy, and obviously we talked about it on air that we hoped nobody would try to go in to actually Area 51 because we didn't want to see a whole bloodbath of people getting killed, and they didn't. You know what I mean? They were wise enough to have like a fun meme-filled festival outside, and nobody got hurt. But those guys are the much more sensible, quote-unquote alien conspiracy people are more sensible than any of these folks that basically want to have Nazi fascism and a coup. So it's weird, it's sad, but again, I have to go back to, I'm very appreciative that at least today went off without a bomb going off or an assassination attempt or anything like that. I'm glad that there was no more additional violence because I literally don't think this country could have taken anything more.
That's such a low bar in America. It's
I
like,
know.
thank goodness there wasn't violence today. Like, what the is this fucking? I don't even know. Yeah, it's like it's so weird that we're saying that in America in 2021 that we're thanking a deity that violence didn't happen today on a federal level, on an insurrection level. Like, what the fuck? This is like a Banana Republic bullshit.
It's bad. It's funny to me because Stitch had posted up. He apologized, I think, to the people that were trying to do the raid because it was like, well, based on the Capitol defense, it looks like y'all could have made it in if y'all had to just push through. And on the flip side, did they have better security at Area 51 than they did at the Capitol building?
Yeah.
It was military. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a military base versus our branch of leadership, literally Congress, the House of Representatives, and the Senate were meeting in the same building, and there
with the VP there,
with the vice president there, with them chanting,
"Hang Mike Pence,
the vice president, hang Mike Pence, hang the vice president."
And had a noose ready
with the noose outside.
The number 2 and the number 3 person in charge in the same place or whatever. We gotta skirt them out the thing. And I don't know if you had mentioned it before, but when you were talking about Kamala Harris, I think it's really cool that now the second and third person in lines of succession are women, which is something pretty dope.
It's all the first. Let's just hope that this, I just want them all to do a good job. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I want. There's a lot of work to be done, and one of Vice President Kamala Harris, that's what she is now. One of her favorite things to say is, "I'm all about the work." Okay, so put your money where your mouth is. Show me your work. You and President Biden get the fucking work. I didn't vote for either of you. I don't particularly like either of you, but you need to fucking get your asses to work and help fix America, because there's a lot of problems to be done, and my hopes are in your hands. Please don't fuck this up.
Yeah. There we go.
Jumping back to the inauguration, I did like how the I can't think of where they're from, but the military person who did was it the Pledge of Allegiance? They did it in sign language as they were performing.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool to see. Like, that's kind of more inclusive, so everybody's kind of involved, whatever. But I just thought that was really nice.
Look, I'm going to just say it. I was slightly disappointed that on the low-key level, and I talked about it in the cast, I wanted Joe Exotic. I know I shouldn't. I wanted Joe Exotic to get the pardon. I need that season 2, goddammit. I love fucking Tiger King. I know he's done dirt. I know he's not a good person. but I need that season 2 to drop, man. Come on.
No.
More than a Lil Wayne album or Kodak Black or whoever the fuck. You know what I mean?
Did Lil Wayne get pardoned?
Yeah,
I think
Lil Wayne
he
got
did.
pardoned. He got pardoned yesterday. Him and Kodak Black. 174 or 49 or 44 people were pardoned yesterday. Like one of the last acts that he did. And because Lil Wayne was facing federal weapons charges.
Yeah, but Lil Wayne fucking got on his knees and was sucking that Trump dick, though.
He was.
I mean,
Weezy
he was.
F,
I mean,
baby.
what do you think he was doing? Why do you think he did it?
It worked.
To get pardoned? Yeah,
It worked.
That shit hella worked. He
Yeah,
let
it
nut all over his face.
But he ain't gonna give us a new Netflix documentary that's fire. You know what I mean?
Damn.
It's funny with Joe Exotic people, like they had a fucking limousine waiting for him, and it was just like a tiny limousine. It was a stretch limousine with fucking truck bed in the back that's waiting for us. Like, are you serious? Like, holy shit! I thought he was gonna get pardoned. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna happen. But then again, I also heard that Joe Exotic, like, he didn't want to meet with the president because his hair wasn't ready or some shit like that.
Jesus Christ, that sounds just like Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
So-
I guess his hair was
Fuck.
Stitch, can you talk
He's
about?
in prison. You can't just meet with the president if you're in prison.
I mean, technically, yeah, he can. I mean, the president could come. He could come
Trump could
visit.
have gone there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He could have visited.
Stitch, can you talk about Officer Goodman for a minute?
I saw today, and I didn't watch too much of it, but Officer Goodman was, I guess, he was acting as the Sergeant of Arms for the Senate. I believe that's the official title. And he was able to, I guess he was personally escorting the Vice President to the inauguration, which was pretty dope. And for those that don't remember, but that was the officer we saw from the Capitol Police Department that was confronted by people coming up the stairs during the insurrection, and was able to detour them and kind of lead them away from the Senate chambers and stuff. So we talked, I believe it was last week or maybe even 2 weeks ago, about how he was rightfully a hero among many of the Capitol Police people that were in a fucked up situation. And yes, there were some Capitol Police officers there that were just on their own shit that didn't make any sense. But Goodman did an amazing job, and he was honored by getting to walk and escort the vice president, which I thought was pretty dope, and a lot of people recognized as being a really cool honor.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, kudos to him.
very much so. It is what it is. All right. Can we switch this a little bit up? I got some. Did y'all see the lewdness? Are y'all paying attention? There's a new viral ass TikTok lewd dance. Have y'all seen this Bust It challenge?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I've seen it.
man. I guess the song. There's this song by this Texas rapper Erica Banks called "Bust It," and then the videos on TikTok start with those Nelly lyrics, like checking your reflection and talking to your best friend. Like, girl,
yeah.
I think my butt got big, and then it's
getting hot
dropping
in
it.
here. It's really
Yeah.
hot in here.
I think I
That's
have
right.
seen
Oh
that.
man. I mean, if you just, you don't even have to take any dick pills. Just go on Twitter, look up the Busted Challenge if you haven't already. I guarantee you're gonna love all the fucking thickness. Now, not everybody's thick and awesome doing it, but the vast majority are bringing it. Like, with a whole bunch of just thick knee dropping booty shake. What you got?
So the best one that I saw was Monica, the singer Monica.
Shit.
So she's on there, and so Prodigy didn't really set this up. So the way it works is most of the women that are doing this challenge are basically in pajamas or in shower gear. They're basically super covered up, and then when the beat like drops, they change into club attire, and they're like dropping it and popping them cheeks, dropping that ass to the flow. So Monica gets on there and does this, and right when she does the drop, it cuts to I think it's her son, but I'm not sure. But it's like the dude's like, "What are you doing? You know you're somebody's mother. You need to stop." And then he backs away. The video ends. I'm like, "Wow, that's."
I don't like the fake outs.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
I checked that one video of this one girl. She was she probably had like 8 cups, but her butt was goddamn. She had such a humongous ass. But yeah, these fucking TikTok channels can be fucking hilarious. But I do like the fake out. Like I just saw one where a mom looked like she's about to drop down and start shaking her ass, but she's down there picking up toys.
Gotta get them Legos. Can't be destroying them feet.
Yeah. There's also ones where the girls like they stop doing it and then they fall over and they end up like destroying their apartment because once they fall over, they hit something, knock something else hits something, breaks something. She's trying to stop the camera. There's a couple of those. Those are fucking hilarious.
I saw a funny ass white girl twerk video today. It was so funny because it was just like it was a song about white girls twerking, and it was like this chick that was kind of hot, and then the song said "white girl twerk," and it was like the most awkward non-twerking ever that I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. I think she's doing it on purpose because it was like the think about actual twerking but inverted. Like,
yeah, I think I've seen that. Isn't that where she puts her elbows forward and she starts like it looks like she's convulsing?
Yeah, like she had a back spasm or some shit. I was just like, what the fuck? But it was hella funny.
Yeah, you gotta have strong knees for the busset. I will say that though. You know what I mean? If them knees are crackling like crispy snap, crackle, and pop and shit, it ain't gonna fucking work.
I mean, to me, it's just another challenge. Like, did you see the body challenge with Megan Thee Stallion's body, and they did?
Oh, the Adi.
Yeah, the body. It's called the body challenge. It's the body challenge. I mean, this is another challenge. Another month or so, maybe another one.
Daily challenge or some shit.
Something. So.
I didn't see. Biden has a 100-day math challenge, so I think it's fucking.
That ain't gonna go viral on TikTok.
I've got a fucking.
For 100 days.
I've been wearing a mask for like 300 days. Like,
exactly.
Like for real.
Now he need to get like Mortal Kombat folks and Bane and some like fun fucking characters and shit. You know what I mean? If you want other people to.
Did y'all see the governor out there doing his thing? He got his COVID shot today.
Oh, Arnold?
Yeah, he actually made a pretty funny video.
I heard.
Shit.
Did he get a second one, or was that his first?
I think it was his first.
The second one's a bitch.
I think it was his first, and he waited in line, and yeah, like a plebe. It's like you're the fucking Terminator. Come on, man. But he waited in line like everybody else, you know, in his car.
I know Prodigy got his first shot, and like the people who I know that got the second one, like one of a friend of ours, Cake Man's wife. But other people I know who got the second shot said that the second shot is fucking brutal. Like the side effects, it's more on the extreme side than the mild side.
Yeah, it's
I know people that like fell asleep because the fatigue of the shot was so intense.
Yeah, so my brother got it as well, fireman, and the thing is that people haven't done the research on my brother and. You know, Cake Man's wife, like they understood, they likely understood, especially my brother. I don't know about Cake Man's wife, she probably did too. But there are known side effects that are normal for this. All right. And the thing is that if you don't understand the way that the vaccine works, is that you're going to get an immune response. Most people are going to get an immune response. So you're going to feel like you're sick and you're going to get tired because your immune system is responding to the new RNA information on what to attack with the coronavirus. And so it's normal for you to get tired as fuck or to feel sick for like a day or so, and then you'll be fine. But then you have the instructions on how to defeat the coronavirus. And there's been so much stupid ass misinformation about this. And people have other misinformation. Sorry to like steal the shit here, but I read a bunch of posts of other stupid misinformation about the coronavirus and the vaccine. About how come if you get the vaccine, they still say wear a mask? Well, because the vaccine is only, I think it's 94 to 96% effective. So, and it's still highly infectious. So you could get the vaccine, it could be part of the, 4 to 6% that you did not get vaccinated, that you still are susceptible to it. So yes, wear a mask until the majority of people get it. And there's all this other shit about like, will it make me sterile? Yeah, it's still, well, if you have the vaccine and it works, then you will be fine. You're not going to give it to somebody else. But if you're
not going to get the symptoms up when I heard.
Well, not just the symptoms. Like you won't really know. That's the problem. But that's the same thing with any fucking vaccine. It's very few vaccines are 100% effective. Very few.
Correct.
And that's what people are all of a sudden they're so fucking stupid because they don't understand basic science. I'm not that fucking smart, but I can look shit up. And when the actual maker of the vaccine says it's 94 to 96% effective, I understand that there is a 4 to 6% possibility that somebody can get vaccinated and still get fucking COVID. And so when the first story came out that somebody that got the vaccine still got COVID, I'm like, well, no shit. Like, it's still possible, but people are just so dumb that they don't understand like basic numbers and how to read shit. Like, America's fucking stupid. Like, a lot of America's fucking stupid, and I don't understand why. Well, I understand like our education system is like it's fucked. But what is people that are educated, that I would consider educated, that are still spewing out this fucking stupid bullshit? Like, for you especially, go fuck yourself. Like, seriously, it takes like 15 fucking minutes to look this shit up. Not even that. I've done I've done more than a cursory glance, but it doesn't take that long to look up these things at all.
Nope. Really doesn't. You're absolutely right. I'm gonna go in for the second one and just play it by ear. If I need to take some time and take a longer nap or get to bed early, so be it. And here's the other thing too. I'm still gonna wear a fucking mask when I'm out and about. Like it's really not that inconvenient. It's not that fucking hard. It's not that expensive. And it's also respectful too because other people don't know I've gotten it. So if I'm out in the public, maskless, I literally look like one of these assholes that doesn't give a shit about other human beings. So, I'll continue to stay masked up and washing my hands and trying to take precautions as much as fucking possible. And I want this to be over, but not to be too morbid, but Jesus, man, when we hit that 400,000 number. My God, like I just had to fucking sit down,
Was that shit? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Was that shit true? What Fox News posted about Joe Biden?
What was it?
Like 4 hours into his presidency, and already 400,000 people have died, or some shit like that.
400,000?
No.
What? That's somebody has died.
God.
That's somebody have died like overall.
Yeah. That's a total number.
Something Fox News had posted saying that it's like basically 4 hours into Joe Biden being president that 400 people had already died.
Yeah, that's some revisionist bullshit.
It was a Photoshop. It was a Photoshop that somebody did. That's saying that's what Fox News is gonna do.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was real or not.
Yeah, I have the radical belief that I want less Americans and people worldwide dying from this deadly disease. You know what I mean? But
I had to get the Tdap shot because the sweetness is pregnant and baby's on the way. But that fucking shot itself fucking hurt it. I got the flu shot like a month before, and that was fine. I didn't have any problems with that. But like the Tdap shot had my fucking arm sore, like somebody fucking punched me.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, all these people that are complaining about the COVID-19 vaccine. I was active duty Marine Corps back when we were getting the anthrax vaccine. So fuck all you people that are just even trying to have an inkling of fucking. I could sell it on my nuts for like $30,000 because I had that fucking vaccine so many times. That vaccine literally hurt, and people are complaining over the COVID-19. Like they're so unwilling to help each other that I don't even know that the America that we're living in today was what our founding fathers even envisioned, even on the basic level. Like, how are we not willing to take a small inconvenience to help our fellow man? Are you fucking serious? Like, how is this America? This is not the America this is not the America that I fought for when I joined the Marine Corps. It's really not. People are such fucking weak, small people that you're not going to do the minimum effort to possibly not kill somebody else because I don't want to wear a fucking thing on my face. Fuck you. Fuck your face.
Yeah, man. There it is. All right. Do you guys want to get into, I mean, we could do, actually, WandaVision. Y'all want to do that?
Well, Stitch kind of stepped away, but we
I mean,
can
set it up,
talk
old
about-
midget. He'll be back.
All right, so
Back again.
what?
Wait, what?
Blue
Yeah,
out
I'm
here
here.
singing, Blue's
From
feeling himself.
Hamilton.
What you sipping on?
Yeah,
that
what you
got
got there? You
feeling?
got something dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like when I first got into good like craft beer, like oatmeal stouts were my fucking jam, and I actually haven't had one like a long ass fucking time. So I'm drinking Federation Brewery brewing out of Oakland. It's called the Low Boy, and it's an oatmeal stout. It's pretty damn good. For
Nice.
like I
Show the
think I
can.
paid-
Show that can. There you go.
Talk first. Nope. Talk. Blue.
So yeah, so this is the Federation Brewing out in Oakland, and yeah, I picked this up today, and like, it just takes me back to drinking some good old stouts. And what's so funny is that it's not. I got it from Grocery Outlet, Bargain Market.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it just makes me sad because we're getting close to SF Beer Week territory.
Oh my god, I'm about to make fucking
It's
cry.
literally- Yeah,
Dude.
it's literally because I know it's a tradition for Kronos, and he spread it to the rest of us. When I jumped on board, I was like, dude, I didn't go. I never go to the
The opening
gala because I feel like it's a little too crowded, and you're not going to get bang for your buck. Even though you guys go and you guys have a great chance, but that's just me.
baby.
But I go to the other events, which I feel are just as rewarding. And
Yeah.
I follow Kronos' plan. I go with him. And it's been great the last, 3 years that I've gone. And I've actually gotten other friends to come with us.
Yeah.
And we were looking forward. But because of the pandemic, we can't. Because all these crazy-ass craft beers that are only available during the event, all the food that we sample, we're not going to get that chance this year.
So here's the thing. Here's my hope. All right, is that many of the beers that we all want, at least that I want during SF Beer Week, Planet the Younger, there's a few other ones as well, is that they're making them all available to order online, and you can get them shipped to your house. So I'm gonna order Planet the Younger on I think the 28th. I think that's the day that it drops. So as soon as they open orders up, I'm buying the maximum amount that I can. I think it's only literally a case. But I'll order that, and then also Heretic, I think it's Heretic 3 or something like that, drops around the same time. There's a couple of other beers that are also dropping for home delivery in California. So all you out there that do SF Beer Week like me, yes, I'm going to miss going out. I might still take the week off because it's a tradition, and I'm going to get fucking drunk the whole week if I do. I'm going to do it at home. Maybe we'll do some cool drunk cast videos. I'm gonna ship off probably that same week. I'm gonna ship beers off to Papa Bear, who's in the chat, and I think that's when we'll have a couple of beers on the podcast together, and we'll just start because I'm ordering 2 sets of beers that we can both enjoy, and we're just gonna do we're gonna sample these beers together, and then just get fucked up, and then maybe we'll all do that shit. I didn't buy enough for all of us, but yeah.
We should be on Twitch. We should be gaming on some game on Twitch and just sampling shit. That'd be
No
great.
platformers.
Yeah.
No platformers.
Yeah, well, you can play those anyway.
We should play Among Us drunk. That'd be fucking great.
Oh, shit.
The multiplayer game. But I wish they would do what they did for a few other beer fests that they had last year, was to do it from home and have the whole. I mean, it was kind of lame, but having the YouTube channel going where you can join the YouTube channel and certain times they'll tell you to they have the beer company up on the screen. They're like, oh yeah, try our beer. This is the notes, and they kind of go into a bit of an interview with the brewery, telling you about the beer that you can sample. So you can drink your beer, learn more about it, and then they'll go off and play music, and then they go off to the next beer. I thought that was pretty cool.
The virtual
It'd be
beer
kinda
fest.
Cool they were able to do that for virtual beer fest.
Yeah,
It'd be kind of cool if they did that for SF Beer Week.
it would be. I'd definitely buy in. I mean,
It'd be hard.
honestly, I would pay up to $300. Seriously, if they would ship me the beers that I wanted from SF Beer Week, because I'm during SF Beer Week I spend way more than $300. I spend probably
that's fucking
fucking
stupid.
thousands of dollars during 1 week just to go out and have fun.
He's not lying.
No,
He's not lying.
I'm not lying at all. It's thousands of dollars. Because it's
Well, it's always so fun. Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's just always so fun. At least I'll take a day off to go hang out with Connors and we'll hit up SF Beer Week. But We've had some crazy fucking stories. Like, you know, we got a portable mic during SF Beer Week, and we were interviewing an Uber driver who was from, like, I think he was from, like, Ethiopia or something like that. Or,
Yeah.
I can't remember where he's from, but, like, we talked with him. We talked to random ass people. We had people buying drinks, we're buying them drinks. I brought a fucking dope ass sweater from Tactical, TDS? Is it TDS?
TAD.
Triple Lock Design.
Yeah, Triple Lock Design.
But, yeah, man, overall, like, my favorite SF Beer Week moment was when Cronus and I can't remember who else was with us, but we went to Magnolia's, and they had a bourbon or whiskey and beer pairing fucking thing, and this was our first fucking stop, and yeah, we fucked up.
Yeah. We still made it though.
Yeah, we still made it. Like,
Old Thunder Pussy is the greatest.
Explain why we fucked up, Blue. But just me and you.
So we fucked up because it was $30 for the pairing, and it came with like 3 whiskeys and 3 beers that they paired up with, and like this was our first stop. Like we haven't even had lunch yet. I think we got lunch there. We got some of their barbecue, but like they didn't pour. It wasn't like a little fucking shot. It was like maybe like a triple shot for each one of the whiskeys.
Yeah. They're still fun.
Yeah, I mean, for those who didn't know, I mean, to give you just an idea, this dude Cronus is out sun up to sundown, and just his Uber rides alone are like several $100s.
Yeah,
just Ubering, not including drinks.
Well, hold on,
food.
It's not just Ubering. I Uber Black the whole time. So
yeah,
that's
the thing.
That's the problem.
That's why it's more expensive.
But it's all over. Like he covers the goddamn bay.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we've gone as far as like some parts in the East Bay, all the way up through parts of San Francisco. I think one year, did you go to Russian River, like all the way out to I remember you went hella far. Or maybe it was just Berkeley. Something like that.
Well, Berkeley's usually Berkeley's always on the map because there's a place, Triple Rock Brewery, where they had this beer called Her Majesty's something, which is like really good. And it's also just really good to just go through anyway because Triple Rock Brewery is a nice brewery. They have nice food. Jupiter Pizza is like right there. And a couple other places. Yeah. If you've ever been there, they're great places. And there's a couple other spots that but it's all walking distance from BART. So, when I do SF Beer Week, I don't drive fucking anywhere. Obviously, don't fucking, especially the amount that I've been drinking during that week. Don't drink and drive. But I'll take BART, and if something's close to BART, I'll walk there. But if it's not, it's Uber Black. So,
yeah, I mean, probably one of my favorite memories was the Pac-Man tournament. That shit was fucking hella fun.
I wish I wasn't drunk.
Yeah, that shit was hella funny. Even though you got second place, I think, in the tournament, that place was hella chill. Yeah. And then last year we went to that arcade. That place was hella huge, but it was hella fun because they had so many arcade machines.
Oh, the Emporium. Yeah, the Emporium.
Yes, that's where we went to. Yes, the Emporium. Because it's like right near the barbecue place we ate 4505. It's like literally down the street. That place is awesome. The diner, the restaurant we went to at Golden Gate Park, which is now closing. We went there, which was really weird because we felt out of place and underdressed. But they literally dragged us in there. No, please come in, and pick what you want. And that was super weird, but it was super fun. It was funny. This
is what's sad though, because of last year, is that I have no idea what's going to be open next year. Obviously, this year it's a wrap. SF Beer Week is not going to happen this year. Next year is like how many of the spots that I usually visit during SF Beer Week are still going to survive this, and it's going to be like if Zeitgeist closes, I might shed a fucking tear. Like seriously, like other restaurants stuff like that. Like they're good restaurants. The breweries. The breweries I think will be okay because most of these breweries in the Bay Area have realized that hey, we can still do a good amount of business through online sales. But when it comes to like bars. Those bars are fucked, and I think Zeitgeist is probably gonna be one of the ones that are gonna be gone. And Zeitgeist is like one of the true grimy fucking bars in San Francisco that I highly enjoy. If they survive, I'll be very happy. But it's weird that it's a grimy ass bar, but it's also clean. Like it's very weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
San Francisco's just a great drinking city. It really is.
Yeah. There's a lot of
and eating. Stitch, you back with us? I was hoping that you could set up WandaVision. That dropped, right? I mean, we talked. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say, did everybody watch the first 2 episodes?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
I did, yes. That's a yes for me.
Okay.
On.
So WandaVision.
Oh wait.
I'm sorry.
Prodigy as well.
Yeah, I thought.
All right.
So WandaVision dropped the stroke of midnight, Thursday going into Friday. Is absolutely hilarious. We got done failing a raid on Ghost because platforming issues on one of our teams.
How dare you? I did all right.
Then WandaVision came on, and we've seen a lot of the trailers, and the trailers have been out there, so nothing was overly surprising about how they were doing this whole like TV show kind of theme going on, unless you were able to kind of quarantine yourself off from seeing any trailers or spoilers about how the show is going to be set up. They were both 2 30-minute episodes. I think the runtime says like 40 minutes, but there's like 8-minute credits at the end, which was really weird. I was like, is the show done? I'm like, I got 8 minutes left. Is there some sort of after show scene? And it was just credits. So they're both 30-minute episodes. The first one, from my understanding, and I didn't watch a lot of like late night television shows growing up. A lot of people were saying this was kind of like a Dick Van Dyke, I Love Lucy kind of episode.
Real quick pause. Is that Dick Van Dyke actually helped create that episode, the first one?
Yes, I did read that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Which is awesome. And
I give it any.
Well, the second one was Bewitched.
Yeah.
Bewitched as well. Yeah.
Yeah. The first episode was really cool. It was different, obviously, than what we are used to, and that wasn't really a surprise to me because that's what everybody's been saying, that this is going to be different. This is going to be a different kind of storytelling, and we're going to find out as the story progresses what actually is going on. So some people were a little bit butthurt, saying, like, what are they doing here? This doesn't make any sense. I'm just going to sit back and let it play out. I've been pleasantly surprised by 2 shows this past 2 years that were sort of in this format in Lovecraft Country and Watchmen, where I had no idea what the fuck was going on in the first couple episodes, but they built to something, some sort of storytelling that I thought was excellent at the end. So even though this was really weird and abstract from how everything was told, I was thoroughly enjoying it. The first episode, you have Vision sort of going to having this home life with Wanda, goes off to work where he's working at this like data processing company. They don't really know exactly what data it is that he's processing, but obviously he's a sort of supercomputer, so he's really great at the job and stuff. And to not go over every single point of the episode, but there's a dinner that takes place at the end of in the middle of the episode with Vision's boss. Wanda's trying to cook up and make this dinner home life kind of thing, and the boss's wife is the lady from that 70s show. I don't know her name off the top of my head, but the mom from that 70s show, which I thought was really cool. She's really
isn't her name Kitty on the show?
Mm-hmm.
I guess, but
Kitty.
We see little hints at what might be something kind of sinister or creepy going on. There's a scene where anytime they start questioning like Vision or Wanda about like, oh, how'd you guys meet? They can't really answer it, and you don't really know. It's like, are they purposely trying to hide what their backstory is, or do they not know because they don't remember? So there's a lot of question stuff going on, and it's kind of there's like a suspense that's built up in the show, and you see that at one scene the Vision's boss starts choking on this piece of steak, and the mom from the 70s show just is sort of stuck in this like perpetual motion thing saying, stop it, stop it, stop it. And it's just like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on here? And then kind of like gets back on track, and Wanda says, "Vision, save him," and reaches in his throat and grabs this piece of meat or whatever the hell is in it. And it's just they're telling this story. They haven't really shown what's going on behind the scenes, and then at the end of the first episode, you see that it kind of zooms out, and somebody is observing what's going on in this so-called TV show, almost like a Truman Show kind of aspect. You see a bunch of Easter eggs in both episodes. There's a logo for a sword, which I had to look up because I was really not familiar with sword at all. I might have read something maybe back in the day, but I could not remember like where they came from, what their get down was, or anything. So I had to do a lot of like Easter egg hunting after the first episode and the second episode. But on the first episode, I feel like I've been talking and rambling on the first one. What were your guys' thoughts on the first episode?
Well, so real quick, like the first episode, I think I talked about it before, how I thought it was going to be like the standoff, the Avenger standoff thing. I'm more and more convinced that this is the Avenger standoff, like storyline, maybe modified, because it's not Pleasant Hill. They call it, I think it's Westview or
Westview,
something like that. Yeah.
yeah.
But this seems very much like standoff. So if it's not exactly standoff, then they just basically are taking out plots of standoff and like putting it in this show, because
I'm sorry. I was going to say, what is the plot line of standoff? I'm unfamiliar with the standoff.
So the plot line of standoff, so standoff was like after Secret Wars happened, and you had all these like villains that got caught, and like where do you put them and keep them pacified? And it wasn't just villains; they had some normal folks in there too, and then like some heroes got stuck in there as well. So what happened was that you had this alternate. There was like a cosmic gem that ended up being like a little girl that basically altered reality into this certain area to make it seem like it was like this sort of 1950-ish like vision of the future where like everybody worked together, everything was happy, everything was good to go. But then Hydra, I think it was Baron von Strucker or Baron Zemo, one of the two, they ended up figuring out what was going on, and they took over like the area, and they ended up taking control, and then it ends up being like kind of a bad deal. And so there's some heroes that got stuck in Pleasant Hill, and they had to figure out what the fuck was going on. So this seems very much like that storyline. So hopefully it doesn't spoil the whole thing, but with all the things that I've seen with like the hints of Hydra and Baron von Strucker and all sort of shit, like it seems like it's that storyline, and it's a good one. So I think people will have fun with it after they start waking up from like reality. People are saying that this is like a really weird storyline, and it's very strange for Marvel. But it's like, did you guys not watch Legion? Like, Legion was way more fucking obscure.
I mean, shit. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does this shit like every other season as well. It's not as
they have the architect.
it's not as Easter egg heavy usually, but sometimes it is. But I feel like this is going to be this show that basically kicks off the next phase of the MCU, especially with all these crazy Easter eggs that Stitch was talking about. I mean, a lot of people had to literally rewatch and be like, "Hey, did you catch this? Oh, I saw this. Did you see that? What's this reference to?" Because there's one line that they say in both episodes before we get to episode 2 is for the children. Mm-hmm. Everyone's like, "What does this mean? Is this code for something? Is this a prelude?" Because in the comics, I don't know how this happened because I saw this, but Wanda and Vision have kids. Yeah, I don't know how the hell this happened, but they end up having kids in the comic. I know it's very old, but it looks like we may see that later on in the series, because if you look, one of the trailers shows Wanda holding 2 kids, like infants. So we may see this later on, but there's a lot of weird stuff that happens in the comics. It looks like they're pulling that into the show. Supposedly, Kevin Feige has said over and over this will lead up to Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness. So we're probably going to see more crazy shit as this goes on. So,
well, one thing I thought was kind of interesting is that there's a scene where Vision, when they're looking at the calendar, and like it was like January 23rd is like hearted off or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Vision is like, yeah, I remember everything. Like, there's nothing I can't forget, basically. But he can't remember what that date's about, and that just makes me think, like, okay, like he doesn't, because Wanda, she's controlling this entire universe, and like that was just like kind of a key that kind of points out, like, okay, she's controlling this. That's why Vision doesn't know what that date is. It isn't until later when the boss is like, oh, we're coming for dinner, and he's like, oh yeah, that's right, and it's like, it makes me wonder if Vision is well. Vision has to be real because if he was part of her imagination, then he would have knew what that date was. But I guess Wanda didn't even know what that date was either. So it's kind of like it's kind of hard to say. My whole thing is trying to figure out, is Vision real, because we know that he dies in the not Secret Wars. He dies in
Endgame.
Endgame.
Yeah, but he gets
Yeah, he
brought
dies
back.
in Endgame.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
does it take
Infinity
place?
War.
Yeah, Infinity
Oh,
War.
wow.
Sorry, yeah. Yeah, he dies in Infinity War, but like, does this take place before Infinity War, or does it take place after? Like, is there all this just in Wanda's head? Like, I'm trying to look at little clues to try to figure out like exactly what the fuck is going on. But I mean, we're only 2 episodes in, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't quite know what to think, but it's only 2 episodes in. I can't really compare it to like Watchmen at all, because I mean, to me, Watchmen, even though I had no expectations, Watchmen literally made people go back and look up the history for the Tulsa riots, and we're arguing online, and I mean that was like this monumental event that like literally taught people American history. This is not that, for at least in my opinion, like not even close. But I'm not completely hating it per se. It's certainly not action packed. It has its own pacing. Most of it is in black and white. And I mean, you guys already mentioned the whole thing of Bewitched, I Love Lucy, I Dream of Jeannie. Like there were episodes that weren't just kind of alluding to that. They were like actual kind of, here's a scene from those classic TV shows.
Yeah.
Very similar, at least to me. Like for better or worse, Joker had parts of Taxi Driver and some other stuff in it. So they're obviously paying homage to things that are older that they like. In terms of the director. We'll see what happens. It seems like they're going to certainly open things up later, but I wasn't like wowed by the first 2. There's more questions than answered. It didn't right off the bat make me fall in love with Vision and Wanda, or care so much about their relationship, which is something I need to start caring about as this goes on, because I didn't quite get that from even the Avengers movies per se.
Yeah, I would agree that their whole chemistry and us to feel invested in them, I don't personally feel, at least yet, or anything, and I don't know if that will come through. I do think that the actor that plays Vision, I can't think of his name. Yeah, I thought he was amazing. Like I've seen more acting chops in these 2 episodes than was shown off in the Avengers, in the Endgame, all the other movies.
He was an Agent Carter, right?
I
don't know.
I don't think so.
Did he play what's his name? The butler, Jarvis, in Carter.
Oh no, that's a different guy. So the guy who is reversed, the guy who plays Jarvis in Agent Carter, he shows up in Endgame.
Okay.
That guy.
But keep going, Stitch.
Yeah, the second episode I really liked much more than the first one, and it starts to, I guess, reveal a little bit more about what is potentially going on. I'm still fully kind of clueless, and I've heard so many freaking theories and everything. But the theory that I think is almost happening, but I don't know for sure, is I think Wanda's in some ways controlling everything going on around her. It reminds me of House of M, where she's kind of created this alternate reality and has everyone under her sort of mind control. But it seems like when her concentration breaks for whatever reason, it it kind of glitches the system. And I think that's what kind of happened in the second episode with the Dottie incident and everything, when Dottie was like, "Oh, I know who you are" and stuff, and the glass breaks. It's like she kind of like came out of her spell for like a second, and then went back into it. And then they're doing some really interesting things with the color palette, like when she finds the helicopter in the bushes, that was in color. The blood on her hand is color. I've heard people reference the commercials in both episodes as being sort of traumatic incidents that was involved with Quicksilver and Wanda, in terms of like the bomb ticking from Ultron, I believe it was, when the bomb that killed her parents and stuff, and her and her brother were there, and it was like ticking and stuff. And then also with I guess Strucker was the guy that did the experiments on her and her brother. So I don't know if it seems like a reasonable thing. I've heard people also give comments on the line, "The devil's in the details," and there's been a lot of talk that Mephisto is involved in this entire series, and I don't know, maybe. I don't know too much about Mephisto. I just know he's sort of like a demon kind of soul.
Like the devil.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, yeah.
I thought it was really funny watching Vision get drunk off of gum. I thought that was kind of made me chuckle a little bit, and watching him kind of be sort of drunk and everything. But I've been really impressed with Olsen's acting in the first two episodes. I mean, I buy it off the bat that she damn near starred in these shows and stuff. I didn't know her. I was just unfamiliar with her acting talents, because I don't think I've seen her in stuff before she got tied in with these Marvel movies. But she's been really interesting, and we see the creepy beekeeper guy come out of the sewer, which I was just like, oh shit, what is going to happen now, and stuff like that. And then she just says no, and rewinds time and stuff. So that's something that makes me think that, yeah, she's just like, nah, this ain't happening, or whatever. Like, how'd you get in here? Almost kind of, but it was kind of hard to read, and just rewinds it, and it was like, no, you weren't even, how'd you get in here? All right, we're sealing up that leak and everything, and kind of recorrected it.
Can I ask a quick question for everybody? Because most of it's in black and white, I just want to be sure on this. In Vision's head, when he's not in the human skin, does he have the stone in his head or not?
Oh, I'm sorry. So
when he is in robot form, obviously most of the episodes were in black and white, but when he's in robot form or robot face looking, does he have the stone in his forehead or not?
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
I was looking for that. I was like, does he have a stone? Is there a hole there? But no, there's what is probably a placeholder for the stone, or the stone replica or whatever, but it's there. The Mind Stone is there.
Okay.
You also mentioned the whole for your children, or for the children thing. They repeat it time after time again, and then at the end of sort of episode 2, before the beekeeper thing, just poof, she's pregnant and everything, which was kind of weird and creepy. But and then people start going down further trails of logic in terms of saying, like, these are her 2 potential kids that are from the comic storyline. They are referencing the neighbor as being Agnes.
The Good Witch.
Last name.
Agnes,
another.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what people are saying is that, like, in the House of M storyline, he sort of created these kids as a sort of coping measure. Professor X kind of is like, yo, you need to stop doing this. You, like, wake the fuck up, stop it. And then that's when Wanda goes bananas, ape shits, and realizes that, like, everything around her is false, and then she delivers the line, "No more mutants," and kills some people.
Well, I think I read a more recent version of House of M with one of the Marvel tie-ins, but just correct me if I'm wrong. Was the House of M for the House of Magneto or the House of Mutants?
Magneto, from my understanding, yeah, And
Okay.
yeah, it's a really good storyline. But pretty much, yeah, she creates this entire sort of universe where everyone around her, they are individually living their own personal dream. Except Wolverine is like the only one that knows that this shit is fucked up, and decides to sort of be like, yo, try to tell people that like this isn't happening. Like you're dead. You're dead. I'm dead. Blah blah blah. All this other shit, and then they have to wake her up and everything.
Gotcha. Okay.
I want to jump back to the Vision thing. I saw some footage earlier this week that showed it showed Wanda trying to recreate the Soul Stone. Like she's like taking her like all of her fucking abilities and powers to try to bring Vision back. And I wonder if that might have been an early leak footage from the show, or if it was a cut scene from the Avengers Endgame or something. But it was really cool to see. Like this was actual. It wasn't like some still images or anything. Like this was actual video footage and her like struggling to try to bring the stone back into existence. And you actually see the stone in front of her, but then like it explodes in her face. So I'm not sure exactly where that was from, but it was still pretty dope to see.
I haven't seen any of that. Where did you see this?
I saw somewhere on YouTube.
Okay. Hopefully it's not a fan created thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
We didn't talk about.
Should be good.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Dottie though, because Dottie is apparently what she's like the head of the HOA, which is the housing authority kind of thing. She's the neighborhood like. Yeah. Well, she's like the one that everybody wants to be like. She's the one that everyone has to get her approval on or whatnot. Everyone wants to impress Dottie, pretty much. And so, like, she's kind of given to us as like she's the potential villain.
Maybe.
She definitely, yeah, possibly. We don't know. I mean, people have theorized that Wanda might be the villain at the end of all this. We don't know. But Dottie, when we first meet her, she says something along the lines like, I've heard about you two, or I know about you two. That's where Wanda's kind of like, okay. She kind of panics. She's like, okay, we're not here to harm anyone. We're not here to hurt you. We're just trying to blend in type thing. And then we hear the radio where someone's trying to contact Wanda. It's like, Wanda, who's doing this to you? Wanda, are you okay? And like the radio like explodes. So there's a lot of like crazy stuff, but Dottie is kind of potentially, people are saying this could be Clea, another Marvel character that was involved with Doctor Strange. There's a lot of stuff floating around. We just don't know. It's super early, but there's just been a lot of speculation. Apparently, we've already seen Monica Rambeau. Mm-hmm. Apparently, she's if you look, she's the the community like advisor or the wedding planner or some. She's like a planner.
Black lady.
The token black girl, like we.
Yeah.
Sure. So the token black girl that's like gets swept up in Wanda in Vision's magic show. So there's gonna be a lot to see. Apparently, if we keep watching, it's just gonna get weird. I'm excited for the '80s episode. I want to see this. I heard it's gonna have some
I don't know
things. Little Easter eggs.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't even know that was part of it.
Yeah, if you see the trailer, the 80s episode is where they do Halloween, and they're dressed up exactly like their comic book, like, accurate suits, but they're kind of hokey. So I'm excited to see that episode and find out what's going on. So this should be real interesting.
I also heard or read that, I guess, the transition to black and white to color was also done because, I guess, Bewitched, when it aired, it started out in black and white, and then I guess towards the end of its run became, I guess, a color TV show and stuff like that. So that was kind of like
they played serious. They played serious homage to Bewitched, I Love Lucy, and I Dream of Jeannie. Like I remember some of those like episodes beat for beat.
That's great shows.
What's kind of interesting with Elizabeth Olsen is that she's the youngest sister of the Olsen twins, yet she is like doing her own thing, and like she's not even under their shadow. She's casting her own fucking shadow. Like, everybody's like Olsen twins who like holy shit, like she's definitely. But it's funny because she looks like them. Like she looks very similar to them. And I was kind of hoping that they would use her in Fuller House and have her act as Stephanie, but they never took that route.
Look, let's call a spade a spade. The older Olsen twins look bad. Like they look like they have been doing some hard drugs for a long time. And I'm not casting any fucking shame on them or whatever, but they look like they've been living hard. And she looks young, fresh, and healthier, way healthier than them. So I hope they get whatever rehab help they need or whatever. But real talk, go look them up. They don't look good at all. Like
Right
they look
now,
like they've been through some shit.
The Olsen twins are 34. That's crazy.
God damn. They look like they're on the wrong side of 54 almost.
I thought they were
Pretty much.
Dang.
younger than that, but like, man, they're only like 6-7 years younger than us. Like,
I've seen some awful fucking photos of them, but you know, again, I hope they find help and all that, but it's obvious there's some substance abuse problems going on. Hold on, before I gotta switch gears just a little bit, because I don't want to lose track of this, because y'all been going hard in the chat on it, both Kronos and Blue, and maybe even Stitch. What's going on with this goddamn shark game? What the fuck is this?
Fucking man-eater.
Shark.
Blue's got to set it up because
Shark
he
is a
put me
fucking
on
shark.
it.
All right, first of all, the whole King Shark is a shark thing that comes from Justice League Apocalypse Dark, where King Shark, that's all he fucking says. King Shark's a shark, and King Shark is a shark hooked up with Constantine, which is a whole nother fucking story. But yeah, so on the PS5 this month, PlayStation Plus dropped the free game for Maneater, which is basically, it's a shark RPG that came out, I think it came out last year, but this game it went underneath the radar, but it is so much fucking fun. So first of all, you start off as a shark in the fucking, like, the swamplands, like, not even the sewers, you're in a fucking swampland. The whole reason why you're there is because your mom was by a beach and she fucking murdered a bunch of people. That's how the game, it starts off. If you ever play Echo on the Sega Genesis, like first you start off as a dolphin and you're like super powered, but then all of a sudden you lose all your powers and all of a sudden you're back to being like an old thing. But you first start off the game as a badass fucking shark and you're goddamn eating people. Like, you're doing what sharks fucking do. And it's so funny because, like, when you first start playing the game, like, you know, you gotta eat to survive, and there's like turtles and seals around. Like, I feel bad for the turtles and seals. But later on in the game, that shit just gets thrown out the fucking window. You're like, fuck him, I'm eating that goddamn turtle. But yeah, so this famous shark hunter, he's doing like a Discovery Channel documentary, and like he basically guts the mom, and
Wait, he gets in the mom's guts?
No, he's like slicing her. He's fucking like have her hanging like jaws.
Literally.
Like, slices her in half.
Literally guts her.
Yeah.
He fillets her.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically he fillets her. And he discovers that the mom was pregnant with a baby, and like the baby pulls some Peter Pan, like Captain Hook shit, and fucking bites the fucking head of the captain and fucking takes that shit into the water with him, and that's when the game fucking starts. You're just a little pup shark in a goddamn swampland, and there's a head in front of you, float in front of you. You can fucking devour it, and that's where the game starts. And it's like, it's so much fucking. This game shouldn't be as much fun as it is. Like, you're literally a little shark going around eating like little turtles, little fish here and there, guppies and this and that. But then, like, as you get bigger, like, you can start fighting like fucking alligators. Like, there's a bunch of alligators you can fuck up. But what's really crazy about it is that, like, when you're small, the alligator will fuck you up. Like, there's no way that you can fucking beat an alligator. You gotta be like smart about it. So like, you attack and you like pull away. But it's funny because as you attack the alligator, so the alligator has like attack moves that it does, and if it catches onto you, it does what a fucking alligator does. It grabs onto you and starts fucking spinning, and you have to like try to get out of their fucking thing. But what's kind of cool is the fucking shark when they bite on something, they start swelling, like swinging their head like side to side, and that's how basically you do more damage. But like, as you fuck up the alligator, like, this alligator start losing fucking limbs. Like, you'll notice that the alligator doesn't have a fucking leg, or his tail's all fucked up, or like all of his legs are gone and like he can barely move, and that's when like you can fuck the alligator up. But what's really cool about it is that like every kind of area has like that alpha, and that alpha is like the big badass motherfucker. And like there's a point in the game where like you kind of level up to a point where you can take on that alpha, but that alpha like isn't just some punk ass bitch. Like, they have like a crew that they're with, So you gotta like fuck up the crew and like knock them out before you can like actually fuck up the big dog. But this game is so much. It was so much fucking fun because I platinumed it. But
God damn.
yeah, it's an easy platinum. It's not. You just basically finish the game and you get the fucking platinum. Like that's how easy it was. I think it priced me about maybe. I think I did maybe like a good 8 to 10 hours of gameplay, like straight. Connors, what's your take on the game?
You muted?
Yeah, sorry, it was my fault. I was eating on something that was crunchy. Yeah, I didn't know that I needed this game in my life. Like, seriously. Like, I started playing it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to start playing. I heard Blue talk about it, but I saw a review of it before. And it didn't seem that interesting because the reviewer was a simp, I guess, and he didn't appreciate eating wildlife, I guess, or like fish and shit. Playing as a shark is so much fucking fun in this game. Like, seriously, I don't know why it's so fun, but it's fun. Like, the ridiculous storyline, it's totally fucking ridiculous. But the fact that you can play as a shark doing shark shit, and that's all you do is shark shit, it's so much fun. And when you get to eat humans, and Blue didn't even touch on the crazy shit about this. So you can evolve your body in this game.
Yeah.
Yes, you can pick like there's like 3 different evolution paths. Like one's like a tiger shark, another one's like this a bioelectric shark, another one's like a bone shark. So you have like these 3 paths that you can evolve into, and then also you can fucking just jump on shore and start eating people if you want to.
What the
Like
fuck?
seriously, and there's like because it's basically like an RPG too because you have like experience points and all this other shit where you progress to get better parts, you know, to evolve like your mutagen parts to play the game however you want. And so there's times you have to like literally jump on shore to like kill humans, like just eat them, just fuck them, just eat them because you need them.
Nice.
You need their biomass and their certain. There's like 3 or 4 different
elements.
Yeah, different. There's like 3 different elements you need to get in the game. It's like fat,
Yeah.
mutagen,
Fat, protein.
yeah.
Mutagen.
There's a few, but it's like all these things matter when you upgrade, right? And when you start, if you eat enough humans, basically it's like GTA. Like they'll call the cops on you. So like these fucking
Shark hunters
the shark hunters will come out and fucking hunt your ass, and then like you're like, well, what do I do? Do you run or do you eat the shark hunters? And if you start eating the shark hunters, then you get a boss battle because like like a main like hunter boss will come out and like start attacking you, and if you kill that boss, you can get extra upgrades. And along with, you know, if you kill the apex predator, you get extra upgrades as well. So it's so fucking silly, but it's so fun. Like I was like, why is this so fun? It's just like running, just like swimming around. Like, oh, there's a fucking a turtle. Fuck the turtle. I'm gonna eat that fucking turtle. And then I remember the first time I killed a fucking alligator. It was like, oh my god, as a pup. It was so fucking difficult. It was basically a fucking boss battle for like a basic alligator. I was like, oh, I finally got an alligator. Alligators aren't shit to me right now because I leveled up, like level maxed, and I can eat fucking sperm whales at this point.
Are there because I love this part and echo the dolphin. Are there actual killer whales up in this motherfucker?
Yes, there's orcas,
Yes.
and you can fuck them up too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you.
Nice.
They fuck you up too. But what's really cool is one of the things we didn't talk about in the game is that there's a narrator, so it's almost like there's a narrator like fucking like a Discovery Channel, and the narrator is the guy who Carlos pointed this out. It's the guy who does the voice of Jerry from fucking
Rick and Morty. Yeah, I was like, is that fucking Jerry?
After Carlos told me that, like all I can see is fucking Jerry narrating this whole entire fucking story. But it's funny because like he says crazy. So like there's little containers of like mutant. There's like almost like a treasure chest that has like all the elements that you need, all 3 elements in there. And when you open it, like the narrator be like, oh, this shark should eat better, but instead they have to supplement with these bad chemicals and this and that. Like the narration is so fucking funny, especially like when you kill a bunch of humans, like he'll say something like, oh, now since the shark has devoured so many humans, here comes the bounty hunters to hunt for the shark's head or something. Like, but he says it in like a hilarious fucking way.
God
damn. The game is so great. But one cool thing is that like so as a shark, like you're able to jump out of water, but like so you there's different areas in the game that you start off. So you start in like the fucking bayou, like the swampland, and then you kind of go up to like kind of like the bay like beaches and stuff like that. But then you go to like the rich people area, and like it's funny because like the water gets clearer and clearer until you get to like the ocean where it's like fucking crystal clear. Like the whole visual aspect of the game is pretty fucking dope within itself. So like once you're in the ocean, like you can kind of see further. The water is more bluer, whereas in the swamplands it's more greenier and swampier, and it's like you can see, but you can't see like further down in front of you, which is really cool. Like they really took that element and like added to it, which is fucking dope.
God damn.
I was real picky with the people I was attacking. Like I'd be like, you're a little bit too far out from shore. So I would go and grab that person, and what I liked doing was grabbing the human, and I would just bring them fucking further out into the sea and like underwater. I was like, nah, I want you to know you're dead. Or whatever. I just hold on to them, and then I just drag them underwater for like the longest time. I was like, oh, they're either going. It's like you know you're either going to drown or I'm going to eat you alive. So it's just like I just like enjoyed taking all their life away from them.
You're still early on. Like early on, yeah, you can do that, but later on, it's like you just eat them fucking whole. Like, but just like a couple of bites and like they're just fucking gone. Like their whole body is in your body, and then like. I remember the first time I actually faced other sharks, and I was like, Jesus Christ, these fucking makos and these hammerheads are hard as fuck to kill. And then later on in the game, you're just like, well, a couple of bites, good to go.
God damn.
It kind of makes me think of what's the Crackdown on the Xbox? How, like when you become over fucking powered in the game, it's fucking goddamn cakewalk. Like once you cap out and you have like all the upgrades, like yeah, the game gets easy because you can fuck up anybody. But like when you go against a sperm whale, they're probably like twice your level cap. So like you still have a challenge, but like it's like it doesn't take that much work to take them out.
I mean,
damn, I need to play this.
Yeah, it was like it seems like a dumbass game, but then like once you start playing, it's like it's so much fun, and there's like so much shit to do. Like I level capped way before I level capped. I didn't even know I fucking level capped. First of all,
wow.
And I was like, all right, I'm a badass. Why am I not getting more experience? Why am I not getting bigger? And then I was like, oh, like if I'm not getting more experience points from these things, I was like, oh, I'm fucking level capped. I became a mega shark. So I was like, all right. And once you get to that point, it's just like, well, it depends on your upgrades, like that you do to your body. But there's still some challenging stuff because there's like a couple of apex predators become a problem, and then once you get to like basically heat level 7 with the humans, when you're like attacking humans, like it becomes difficult because there's like a lot of humans. And you have to have like an actual strategy on how to kill these fucking hunters, because if you don't, you're just gonna fucking die a horrible death, like really quickly.
Nice.
Dude,
I'm gonna check this out.
What the game has a bunch of Easter eggs too. Like there's little landmarks that you can find, and like later on in the game they get like fucking hilarious. Like there's one that I cracked up when I saw this one, but like you're in a swamp, or no, you're in a sewer system. And there's fucking Pennywise, the clown, is like behind one of the fucking cages and stuff like that. And like
I found that
the
one
narrator
too.
Jerry talks about how like, oh, there was a murderous clown going around killing people, and they never just solved the case and stuff like that. Like those little Easter eggs are so funny. But like the final, there's one when you're out in the ocean or more like in the ocean area. There's one city landmark that had me fucking dying. Like I really hope this shows up in a DLC, but I'm not sure if Chronos got there, but I don't want to spoil it because it's so fucking epic when you come across it. It's like, holy shit, this needs to be a DLC. Like, this needs to be fucking in there.
God
well, yeah,
damn.
I could probably finish it tonight if I wanted to, but it's a fun game, and I think I'm at the last level, but they just announced DLC like a couple days ago, and I'm happy. It's from the same company that made Saints Row the Third. It's Deep Silver.
Oh, nice.
So it's the same ridiculous sort of humor, that you'll appreciate that sort of shit. And I don't know how they made it work. The crazy thing is that there's like they made basically 2 different worlds when they didn't need to, because you have the above water world that happens all the time, and then the below water world, which is like active as well. But they didn't need to do that. But there's one thing. My one main complaint about the game is that they didn't make the the AI, not AI, but like the environments like really work the way that environment should work. For instance, as you play the game, you'll notice that there's times where you have to like go basically do like a culling of a certain species of animal, but then there's also predators there. But it's like, why aren't the predators also eating those animals? There's like no interaction between like the NPCs in the game, like none at all.
Yeah.
So they definitely could have improved upon that.
Yeah, I thought that too. Like, you know, when you're fighting against like an alligator, like there's fucking like guppies swimming around them, and it's like, yeah, they should be fucking eating those guys too to get their health back.
Yeah.
Every time you eat another animal, you get your health back, or you gain some kind of upgrade to your one of those 3 elements that Kronos talked about. But there's one thing I want to talk about before we wrap up on this. But man, what was it? Yeah, there's a lot of cave diving in this where you can get kind of turned around like it's like almost like a maze type system. But like, you know, if you understand the game, whenever there's like illuminating orange like plant or something, like that kind of leads you to the exit. I thought that was kind of cool for the developers to do that, because if they didn't have that, you'd have went into a cave like, what the fuck? Like you can easily get turned upside down in those portions of the game.
Good shit. That's a glowing review, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
Go ahead.
really fucking game.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Well, it's free on the PS5, so if you have a PS5, make fun of the plebes first of all, because they're poor. They're poor people. Fuck the poor people. I'm just kidding. Don't fuck the poor people. But if you have a PS5, you have no excuse to not play this game, because it's free on the PS5. If you have PSN Plus, so definitely get it. It's worth playing, and just have some ridiculous fun. Don't think too much into it. Just have fucking fun.
Yeah. Well, that was the other crazy thing about the game. Like, right, because I thought it was a free download. I'm like, I'm just going to download it and whatever. But I had just finished playing Little Big Planet. I'm like, let me try this DLC and see what it's about. And it had me fucking hooked from the get-go. I was like, this is so much fucking fun, and I don't know why.
Stitch, did you have anything?
So
Sorry.
No, I was gonna sort of transition to some news about the when you're talking about like NPCs or whatever. If you guys saw the news about Rockstar with the patent that they, I guess, filed and everything. I think you. I wish I had the article up in front of me, but
yeah, I saw something about it. It further confirms the all-female crew, and GTA 6 may be coming sooner than people think and stuff like that. So
supposedly, Rockstar had some sort of, or it was discovered that Rockstar has some sort of patent on this kind of like NPC technology, AI that I guess they're only going to have rights to. And when people, I guess, were trying to translate on how this is going to work, they obviously assume it has to do with Grand Theft Auto, because it has something to do with like people on screen and how vehicles are being driven by non-playable characters. So everyone's just like, well, it's not going to be like Bully or anything like that. So people are assuming that this is Grand Theft Auto related. It was more a little bit out of my range in terms of how they were talking about with the tech behind this patent. So I was hoping that I guess one of you, Old Ninja knows better how the technology works better than I do. But I just saw the article. I was like, oh, this sounds pretty interesting for how Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna potentially be.
Yeah, the article that I was reading totally skipped the tech stuff, and all it was is like, basically be on the lookout for an announcement for GTA 6 because of this patent. That does sound interesting about the NPC stuff, but I need to go back and check. But the article I was reading was all about, GTA 6 might be around this corner. We may see an announcement later on this year. We may see a release next year, stuff like that. That's all the article kept talking about. And it was rumored that they were going to have an all-female crew like literally 3 years ago. And that is ramped up even more so in the last like 3 weeks. So it is what it is. I'm waiting for something for official. But either way, it's weird to me because GTA is still getting new content. Apparently there's like a submarine that they just released like a week ago that you can get, and there's the new heist that just came out like maybe 3 weeks ago. So to me, it's just kind of funny that they're just printing money.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They're printing money. Everybody trusts Rockstar, you know. But then again, I said I trusted CD Projekt Red before Cyberpunk, so who knows? But I'll say this: take your time, Rockstar. You know, everybody's gonna fucking wait. Yeah, GTA 5 dropped in 2013. You know, we used to get GTA games every 2 to 3, 4 years. You know, something like that. Way sooner, but make it a great game. Go ahead. Kronos, you were trying to get in?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll see with GTA. It's all speculation right now.
I was chuckling because of your CD Projekt Red comment. Because
Oh yeah.
we collectively pulled an L on that one, just like we pulled an L on the first Wonder Woman. So
yeah, it's like, hey, I was so hyped for it, and you know they. Yeah, wet turd in a lot of ways in terms of the bugs and all that. We've talked about that a million times. Hold on, I want to switch gears. Did everybody see the latest Attack on Titan? Goddammit!
Holy fucking shit!
No, I'm behind.
Oh my god!
I'm current. It's like a tradition every Sunday. Gotta watch.
No,
this.
I mean,
How many episodes are out now?
4,
5, 6?
4?
Am
Oh,
I
no,
wrong?
I want to say 4 to 5.
I'm gonna keep it 100 right now. All right, I was kind of bored with the season for a minute, and I was like, I don't know if I'm fucking keep watching this shit because it got fucking boring. And then you know, the episode before this one, where it was revealed that Aaron was there, and then I was like, oh, okay. And then I watched that episode, and I was like, oh shit. And then they showed the Warhammer Titan. I was like, god damn. Holy shit, did they fucking ramp it up. They did the slow burn, and now it's a fucking inferno. And now shit, I mean, they basically, all the fucking favorite characters that we had in Attack on Titan, they're basically all fucking ninjas now.
Yes.
And just like fucking shit up. They're just like, they're bringing the pain to these fucked up assholes. And man, it's insane.
I love the fact that Mikasa was like, yo, Aaron, you need to fucking chill, goddammit. Like, you can't go that hard. There's actually innocents over here. Aaron was like, I don't give a fuck. Nobody's innocent. They ate my mama. Fuck them all. The world gonna fucking burn. I have not forgotten. And so Aaron went from like kind of goody two shoes to, in some ways, I mean, he still wanted to do badass shit, but he obviously didn't want to hurt innocent people. Now Aaron is just like, I literally don't give a single solitary fuck. Chaotic evil. I'm getting my fucking revenge, and I'm fucking here for that. And then the other thing is, I love the fact that Levi fucking Ackerman, who we have all been talking about, is like this incredible fucking masterclass Titan killer. He is feared throughout the entire fucking known world. They say Ackerman and they fucking piss their fucking pads. Like, 1, 2, Ackerman's coming for you. He is coming off the top fucking ropes with that shit, and everybody is pissing their pants, and rightly so, because his reputation fucking precedes him. I love the fact that Levi's there.
When Levi went fucking berserk and killed fucking 8 goddamn Titans in a fucking row, that shit was fucking epic. And he was pissed that he missed out on the fucking main Titan. Like, that Titan got away, but he fucked up 8 Titans by his fucking self.
He seems stronger now. Go ahead, old ninja.
Because we watched this episode, I think 2 or 3 times. And
it's so good.
We pointed it out, like, because they're all basically ninja SWAT teams, the one thing that Levi kept 100 is he still uses blades. Yep. Like, the rest of this crew has, like, fucking rocket launchers on their fucking arms and backs and whatever. Levi came through with swords still. He's still using his mainstay, his OG weapons, and is still a force to be reckoned with, is still feared. And it was just like, holy shit, this dude came in old school, lightning quick, even though he's only 4 years older. But everyone else, they were kids. Now they're like in their 20s, basically,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 18, depending on which character you're talking about. And it was just like crazy because they came in towards the what is it, the jaw titan, is that what they call him? Not the carrier titan, the one with the face mask.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
jaw titan.
yeah.
He was basically a
Was
little
he the
bitch.
Yeah, so but he was freaking out because he's like, I'm a human, I'm a titan, you guys are humans, you're supposed to fear me. And they start filling the screen like gnats coming
Yep.
for his ass, and he was literally shitting himself. Like,
Mhm.
what the fuck? Are they really coming to kill me? They should be scared of me. Nope, they were coming right in, like, as a team, like, we coming for your ass. Like fucking locusts in the plague. They didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, and there also seems to be some pretty cool story reveals in terms of, and I don't want to fuck this up completely, but like the whole background for invading or destroying the walls fell on its head, so to speak,
Well, it
in
was all-
terms of. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it was all bullshit. I mean, I think it's
Yeah.
was the guy's name Leo? I forget his name. But basically, he laid out about how their whole war was bullshit, and that they lied about their whole reason to go to war with Paradise and the Island of Titans and all that other shit, and
Yep.
where the king just wanted to be left alone. He's like, listen, I'll give you peace. Leave us the fuck alone. If you don't leave us alone, I'm gonna bring the fucking pain.
Yep.
And literally all the walls are full of fucking colossal titans.
Yep.
And if the Marleyans fucked around, he would release those titans to come for them and fuck their world up. So
The
yeah,
entire world. And it's whole reap what you sow kind of thing. You know what I mean? And I love the whole dichotomy of the first couple of seasons. You at first didn't know shit about the Titans other than like they're people eaters and they're to be fucking feared. And now you have way more background on them, and you're just like, oh, okay, end all of these Marley scum. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking
I love
crazy.
it.
It's crazy now that like certain titans have powers and different abilities. Like literally, Aaron can call the colossal titans out of that wall
Yep.
and have them follow him and just literally trample everything. And they, in the speech that Tiber made, he basically was like, Aaron is our new villain. This is who we're going after. We have to kill them all, and we need to bring him to justice. And he's right under his feet. But then we find out this is part of a plan, and he was willing to sacrifice himself just to make a statement. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I think
you
it's
can't tell. Oh, go ahead.
well, I think it's what's interesting is that, you know, Aaron's there and so is like their elites, but none of the Titans are there. Like none of the other Titans that Aaron can control are even there. So I think that in the subsequent episodes, you know, they're probably going to see a rally from the Marleyans or whatever, but they're going to get fucked up. Like the other Titans are coming. Like I don't think that Aaron as a founding Titan would not have called upon the Titans that literally made up their walls and all the other fucking crazy, you know, mindless Titans to come with them to fight. So I think that the Marleyans, they're fucked. I think it's gonna come down to like probably the last episode, but I think that's when like you're gonna get the Colossal Titans in mass. It's gonna be thousands of them just coming through, and that's gonna be a horrific scene.
This is the final season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
the
it.
final season. So the manga ends this year as well, and I guess they are timing it to where the manga gives you time to read the manga, and then will air the final episode around like I believe it's supposed to be March or April. Or
Oh
something.
shit! They are getting into what was that? Kenshin territory. Like
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Past the manga.
Yeah, you can never get past the manga if you are a Japanese anime. Like Kenshin is the reason why you don't see Kenshin anymore is because they did that shit. But if they can line it up correctly, where they both end at the same time, that'd be ingenious. But it'd be, I think, one of the first, as far as I know, as you know, American otaku. So
Yeah.
Hold up. We gotta rewind the fucking tape, goddammit. That fucking what do they call it? The Warhammer fucking Titan. Tell me you didn't see how fucking badass. Like, she made a goddamn crossbow.
Yeah.
She, you know what I mean? Like,
the hammer.
she was hammer,
a sword.
like a giant hammer, a sword. Everything she was doing, I was like, you can't do that. You're just a Titan. Oh shit, she did that shit. And Eren, even though he was taking some blows, he wasn't all that phased. He was just like, nah, something's different. Something ain't right here. I loved everything about that fight. And even off the bat, Eren is using those hardened fucking fists and tearing her a fucking new asshole, but she stayed alive. She kept fucking taking those blows. That fight was just epic all the way around.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Even before that, we didn't mention this shit. The whole fuck them kids thing. So literally, Eren pretended to be a fucking disabled soldier,
Yes.
and it was like, "Hey, little boy, I know you're gonna be one of the next Titans, but how about you send these letters for me? Feel bad for me real quick, but I'm gonna send you these letters. You're gonna send it's to my boys that are gonna fuck up your whole society."
Yep.
And then once eventually he find, because the reason why I didn't like the season so far is because, first of all, I didn't either realize or didn't remember or whatever, didn't pay enough attention the fact that this was years in the future from like the original Attack on Titan seasons. And so it was confusing to me. I was like, why is Reiner there, but he's older, he looks different? And this seems like really kind of dumb, and it's like doing all this kind of like backtracking shit. It was kind of boring to me. But then I see what they did. Like, it was kind of like a slow burn into like the actual story. And then once they revealed that the disabled guy was Eren, I was like, oh shit, that's Eren, and he's in that fucking city. Like, he's already penetrated their whole society, and he sent out multiple letters to his comrades to like do this whole long game fucking I'm gonna kill your whole society thing. When he decided to become a Titan, he literally told Reiner as he walked in the building to meet him, listen, there's people above us. There's this kid right here. All these people. And look, I already cut my hand. Just let me know and I'll kill them all. Basically, like, I'm basically at WMD just sitting here next to you. You fuck around, it's going to be done. And then it seemed like... Go ahead.
And he was so calm about that. That's what I just want to point out.
Because he knew he won. Like, he fucking beat him. Reiner was playing chess. I'm sorry, Reiner was playing checkers, and Eren was playing fucking chess. And he was like, all right, we're the same people. You know, we got the same issues. Let's just shake hands. We'll be on our way. And as soon as they shook hands, he was like, fuck this whole building. Fuck them kids. Fuck your fucking army. Fuck your fucking leader. Fuck all these people. And he just killed them all. I was like, God damn.
Fuck your family, fuck your cow.
Yeah, but it's like, hey, I mean...
What got me, there's foreign dignitaries. There's the foreign press there. There is so... It's almost like there would be like a UN convention in the city. You know what I mean? Going on.
This was a huge event. Like, everyone was supposed to be there because the history and like truth was being told, and they're supposed to be like the it's basically like the Capitol building. Everyone was there, including, I mean, they don't have a president or a king, I guess.
Well, that was basically
top dogs were there.
Basically Leo.
What was that?
Basically, Tiber was basically the king.
Yeah, I mean, but I guess he didn't want the title or something, whatever. But he's basically their ruler, which is weird because his military doesn't really respect him, or at least the military commander doesn't really fully respect him. And then, like, with Eren, when Reiner sees Eren for the first time, he shits himself. He's like, he is beyond scared. Like, he's trembling. He like drops to his knees, and Falco's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, this is some like disabled dude." He says that you're a friend of his, and then as they're talking, he puts it together. He's like, "Hold on." He says he knows him from a long time ago. That must have been the time when he was on the island. He's like, "Hold on, this dude's from the island." Like, hold on. Oh shit, I'm in danger.
Everybody in danger.
Yeah, well, he was like, I'm in danger. He was thinking of himself for a second. I was like, oh shit. It was funny to me because I was like, oh shit, that was fucking Eren the whole time. And Reiner's fucking freaking out. And he doesn't plead for everyone, but it's as if he wanted Eren to take out his revenge on him and like kind of spare everyone, even though he doesn't say it. But Aaron's just like, yeah, I've been living amongst you guys. I see we're kind of the same, but you know what? Fuck it, I'm fucking everything up.
Yeah.
Fuck your couch. To navigate you niggas any Titans. So this is a city that they discovered last season, right? Where they discovered like they're like more modern and they're the ones that have been sending Titans to their fucking town, right?
Well, yes and no. So they're the people that sent out the Colossal Titan, the Armor Titan, and not the Jaw Titan, basically the Jaw Titan. Actually, not really. I forget who. There's another one.
Yeah, there's another.
But there's also Annie, who was like the fighter.
Annie.
Yeah, Annie. But there was also other ones that were there too. But basically, they sent out these Titans to destroy Paradise, which is where the king was just trying to like chill and like not fight anybody. But yeah, they fucked up and now they're reaping what they sowed. So they are the bad guys.
Oh, and they were also trying to steal the founding Titan as well.
Yeah.
And obviously, everybody in Paradise didn't have a memory because of. Is that true? What the king did?
They were wiped out. The king did that. So we saw that in season 3 about why the king wiped everybody's memory, and nobody knew what the fuck was going on. Nobody knew where they came from. They just knew the item. They didn't believe in an ocean. They didn't believe that shit existed. I was like, what the fuck? So
I remember, like in the first season, Aaron and Homegirl was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go see the ocean. Like we're gonna go together and go see the ocean. Like all that shit." So it basically sounded like something that was in a book that they never fucking seen before.
Yep, and they literally say that. And people, when they even talk about it later on, I think in season 2, someone tells Aaron to basically like give that up because that's not real. Like it's just a pipe dream.
No.
It was him and Armin. And they were like, well, one day I hope it is real. I hope we do get to see it. And, you know, one day I want to see it with you. And he's like, well, we'll never know. And then when they get that truth.
I think it's funny that I knew in this episode that Armin was the one that led those 2 other, like, warriors into the pit. I was like, that's fucking Armin. He's just grown up. He's not a little bitch no more.
No.
And the thing was, I was like, why did he just drop in the pit? But I was like, oh, he probably wanted Aaron to eat them. Because then it would have ended the whole thing. Because it'd be difficult for him to kill them. So yeah,
it was crazy that Sasha was like sniping from fucking rooftops and shit.
Sasha was like, "Where's my bread at, bitch?"
They have guns.
Wait, was Sasha? Are you talking about Potato Girl?
Yeah, Potato Girl.
Yeah, sniping. The rifle just headshotting people. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, dude. I was a little bored for a couple episodes, but I'm right back engaged to this shit. This shit went so fucking hard.
Yeah, we had to go back and like look at details. I'm like, oh, did you notice this? Did you notice that? Like, look at their uniforms. Look at got swords, no guns. Aaron like not giving a fuck. Mikasa was like, hey, there's civilians. He's like, whatever.
Well, it's like. Well, what's interesting is because they came with a force that they knew they were going to be fighting mostly humans, and so they took the other Ackerman guys. I forget his name, but basically the stepdaddy of Levi. Yeah, where he had like the modified suit and with the guns. Yeah. So that's what to kill people, and so they took those designs and they improved upon them to just go and fucking just murder motherfuckers. I was like. They went on a fucking crazy rampage, just killing every goddamn soldier that was around, like indiscriminately. They didn't take a fucking single L as far as I saw the whole episode. Nope. They just
nobody.
They're basically just ninjas on a fucking killing spree. Like fuck all your fucking whole society. But at least they weren't eating civilians. I mean, Aaron obviously has blood in his hands, but he was like, "Fuck them kids." Like they ain't my mom. Fuck them kids.
Yeah, and I give Aaron props for figuring out what was so different about the Warhammer Titan. Like this is, to our knowledge, the first time he's battling this thing, and obviously she's got an impressive fucking arsenal, but he's like, something ain't right here. And so him piecing that together shows that he's still calculated and still playing them fucking chess games, man. I love Aaron.
You know what's crazy is as I was watching, I actually noticed it as she was fighting Mikasa. I was like, what is that thing around her leg? Like, what is going on here? Like, it's like a different thing. Like, what is happening here? And then he followed the fucking signs, and I was like, oh, okay. So they did it on purpose.
Yep, that was great.
And then
Brilliant episode.
Another thing that caught me off guard is that the Warhammer could talk just like the Beast Titan. And I was like, oh shit, this one talks. Like, what the hell? I was like, oh, because she was trying to pass judgment while fighting. I was like, oh shit.
She thought you failed the city.
Yeah, I did. I was like, damn.
That shit went fucking hard, man.
So wait,
go ahead.
I just throw this in there real quick. Earlier we talked about the whole Busted Challenge. Yeah, so Pornhub have a different version of Busted Challenge.
Oh. Damn.
I looked it up out of curiosity, and
Out of curiosity.
Yeah, for research purposes.
Prodigy, what's going on with this this crack documentary? So you're talking about. I was able to watch like 40% of it, so I'm about a little less than halfway done, but it's really interesting. I know you watched it and you seem to be raving about it. You could just talk about it. Yeah, you able to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was extremely impressive. It really talks about the 1980s and the in all of the urban areas, the crack explosion and why, and Reagan and the Nicaragua and the stuff with Iran, but also just what was going on with the corruption with not only law enforcement, but the folks literally just instantly becoming almost millionaires in these communities, and then still bumping up their arsenal and the shooting and all the stuff that was going on. Some of it, obviously, if you've seen things like The Wire, you've seen things like other documentaries, you've done some reading, about, like even Gary Webb with famous reporter or whatever with his book, I think it was Dark Alliance. He really talked about it in detail. But this one is a great documentary for kind of getting the basic foundations of how fucked up the entire very preventable epidemic of crack was in the 80s. And I think just to encapsulate it all, they had this great quote in there where they're talking about how it was damn near impossible to get a Cuban cigar because of that embargo with Cuba, but yet here are literally tons daily of coke coming into New York, the Bronx, coming into Chicago, coming into LA, coming into Oakland, and it was on purpose. So what did you guys think? Or go ahead,
Well,
Jim.
for me, just to set the table, we're talking about this documentary on Netflix called Crack, Cocaine, Corruption, and Conspiracy. It's brand new. It dropped in 2021. So, I'm sorry. Yeah, dog hit a baby toy in the background. That's what we're talking about, or whatever. It's a documentary that got dropped on Netflix or whatever. I guess I don't know if it came out this past week, but
it came out last week.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
I checked it out too because the whole crack epidemic was like a crazy time back in because I grew up in kind of a poorish area, so you always hear stories and this and that, and at what's interesting with the documentary, and at first they kind of glorified crack, if you were selling crack on the street, you were making $1,000 a fucking day, you were coming up, where you went from the poor kid who couldn't get a job at McDonald's or something like that, and all of a sudden you're driving a BMW, you don't even have your license. They made it seem glorified, but then the gangsters and shit got into it, and people started claiming their sets and the curbs, and people went from fighting for territory to using guns, stuff like that. But then once the government got involved, they started twisting stories, the whole crack baby thing. Actually, this is one thing I learned from it was if you were born from a crack mother, you're gonna have crack in your system. But they were saying 3 to 4% of babies that were born from crack parents had crack in their systems, and it's holy shit. I've been teasing my cousin my whole life, telling her she's a crack baby, even though she probably isn't. She grew up fine. She didn't have any development issues. She has a good job. She's still out there living her life. There's all these stereotypes that happen, and the whole like the legal system between like if you carry like a gram of crack versus if you had like fucking a kilo of cocaine on you, like your sentence into prison was like fucking day and night. Like you went from having like 15 years in jail to maybe having 5 years if you had cocaine on you. But it's like it was an interesting transition, or like not transition, but it was an interesting look at the differences of like if you had this drug versus this drug, and like how much of an impact that had on like the community and stuff like that. Like if you had money, you didn't have to worry about going to jail, but if you didn't, you were going to fucking jail.
Well, real quick, let me just add one quick thing in there, because what I found fascinating was in the early 80s, 82, 83, 84, just how fucking hands off. Like if you've seen The Wire and talking about Amsterdam, whatever the fuck, like basically there were lawless areas in so many fucking cities where if officers weren't paid off, or even if they were paid off, they just didn't do any fucking policing whatsoever. And crack was openly sold all fucking over, day, night, wide out in the open. It was just a known thing, and there was just red tops and blue tops and yellow tops or whatever vials all over the fucking streets. Like,
what was also interesting was that how like people from like Beverly Hills, like the rich area, were coming down to the fucking ghetto to get their fucking crack fix. Like it wasn't just an inner city thing. Like other fucking people were doing the same fucking drugs.
They had somebody on there, and I'm so glad that you mentioned that, Blue. They had somebody on there who's a established reporter for the last 30 years from the Washington Post, this extremely prestigious newspaper. Everybody knows the Washington Post. And he was just like, look, fuck all the stereotype shit. I was a crackhead. I did a lot of crack back in the day. And they show this one guy who's, I can't remember what his title is, but he's like in his 50s, looking like a middle-class white guy. He was just like, look, I did a whole lot of fucking crack. This, whatever stereotype that it's only a black and brown urban thing, fuck what you've heard. Everybody was doing crack because so many people had cocaine problems in the 80s and 70s and whatnot, too. This was a cheaper form, and it, a deeper, more addictive high even. So, I was pretty impressed. Go ahead.
Well, another cool thing is that I like how they brought in the real fucking Rick Ross, like the real Rick Ross was in prison. The guy, like, it was funny because I was watching it, when I was watching it, like people were talking about, like, oh yeah, we had millions of dollars and this and that, and I was like, why weren't these, like, if they were smart enough, they would invest their shit in different properties and like make money for you. But Rick Ross fucking did that shit. He owned like fucking barbershops and liquor stores, like, and bars and this and that. Like he had all these fucking places that he actually purchased and was like managing and shit like that. So the guy actually knew what the fuck he was doing with his money. Like he was just buying shoes every fucking week just because he needed a new pair of shoes or some shit. Like I don't know. I thought to see him in real life versus the copycat Rick Ross, I thought it was kind of interesting to see that.
What's hilarious is that the real Rick Ross was on Joe Rogan's podcast like at least once, and I watched it. And it was like it's very interesting to like talk about him talking about like the CIA being in on all this shit and like supplying him with crack, and it was just like, dude, what the fuck? But honestly, I'm not surprised. I mean, in my previous iterations in life, I would have been like, no, that's impossible. What the fuck? But also knowing that, the federal government was involved with bombing black cities where, it's not outside their own possibility. Honestly, it's like anytime, historically speaking, up until like probably to this day, actually not even to this fucking day, historically speaking in America, when African Americans start doing well, somehow some mystical shit happens where we get fucked over, whether it's by bombs or by some crazy drug epidemic or by whatever federal laws, is that the powers that be, mainly white supremacy, figures out a way to bring us low, and we need to figure out ways going forward how to like navigate our ways through this. And I think that most people that don't see these issues don't understand why African Americans have such a problem in America. But it's because every time we've done things successfully, we've been hit with roadblocks at the federal level. You know, whether it's through violence or by total subterfuge, those roadblocks exist. And if you don't realize that, then you need to fucking pick up a goddamn book and start reading.
Very well said. Go ahead.
There's
No,
one
one of the cool.
So one quick story. There was one guy who was called up to come out to meet up with somebody in front of the fucking White House to sell him drugs, sell him crack, and basically that guy was like a CIA person, and he was arrested, and literally like they used the same drug that he had sold to a CIA agent, like Reagan. It wasn't Reagan. It was Bush. I think it was Bush. Bush literally did like an ad or a commercial, or whatever, talking about how like, oh, this drug dealer tried to sell crack in front of the White House, and it's like, dude, he was totally fucking set up for that whole entire fucking thing. It was fucked up.
Go ahead, Stitch.
The thing I was really interesting that stuck out from the first like half that I watched was they talked about Richard Pryor and his incident where he was doing the whole freebasing thing, and they go into the signs about freebasing or whatever, and the whole Richard Pryor lighting himself on fire and shit. I was like, I vaguely remember that was fucking hysterical that they sort of touched on. And then just New York City was such a fucking shithole in the 80s. Like, it was a disgusting piece of shit, like just dirty, grimy, disgusting city. I remember visiting my grandma, my dad's mom, who lived in the Bronx, and it might have been like 87-ish, 88, and I remember it was just like trash everywhere. Yep. And I mean, you see certain aspects of it still kind of like they touch on it, like in Coming to America, you see people just tossing trash out the window and like just on the curb, like no dumpsters or trash receptacles, just people throwing like the Glad trash bag, just launching it out the window, and it's just being piled up on the street. And when they showed that photo of all those vials just all over the ground everywhere, and like the kids are just like playing with it like they're like marbles and shit like that, it's just like fucking disgusting. It's just makes your skin crawl to just see how dirty fucking New York was back in like the 80s.
Stitch, you know what's crazy though is that, you know, if you go to like San Francisco, probably, I mean, now I have no idea because I haven't been there for a while, but the last time I went, like just seeing like the degradation of the city, and seeing like all these, you know, heroin needles and all these fucking needles, it's, you can't hide it. Every time I would do it every week, I saw it get progressively worse with like seeing needles everywhere and people like strung out. Like I would literally walk off of a BART station in San Francisco and walk down a hallway, and there's all these people, homeless people, just strung out in the hallways on BART. I'm just like, what? Like sleeping and all fucked up and high, and there's needles around them. I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like seriously? Like we're still doing this?
Can I give one statistic that'll help illustrate that for folks who don't live in the Bay Area? There have been more overdoses this past year of 2020 in San Francisco than there have been COVID deaths. And obviously, you know, we know how deadly coronavirus is and whatnot. People have just been ODing quite a fucking bit. And so Cronus is absolutely right. I used to work in the city. The amount of disgusting shit in San Francisco, you know, grossed me the fuck out. I don't ever sit down on a fucking BART seat that has just newspaper on it, because you don't know what the fuck is under there, and sometimes there are fucking used needles. Nah, I'm not doing that. But it does show the amount of trash piled up in like Bronx and fucking, you know, a whole bunch of fucking poor areas in New York. But it's a great documentary. All the way around, I think it's well worth watching.
Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. It's kind of interesting. So we're talking about San Francisco. Like, I think I've only been in San Francisco twice last year of 2020. Yeah. Like, I really had no reason to go there.
Sad, because I mean, it's one of the best tourist. You know, people come from all over the world to go to San Francisco and eat in the restaurants and go to the hotels and shit.
It kind of jump back to SF Beer Week. So this right here is the drink. This is the drink that Clones and us had at SF Beer Week. So this is the 3 whiskey pairings with 3 beers. So the way that it works was that the beers were fermented in the same barrels that the whiskey was fermented in. So they kind of got a little bit of hint of the actual whiskey, and like that's us drinking it, and that's me with my like expression like, what the fuck did I get myself into?
Yeah.
You look concerned.
I had
Bro.
the, I had the same concern. I was like, what the fuck?
This is Carlos's picture. I was able to download off our Facebook.
Yeah.
Good shit. Should do we have any B's and B's, or do we wanna wrap it?
I mean,
There is
what?
one B's and B TI.
There is?
I don't know who wrote this, but it's from one of us.
Oh, okay. I think this was me.
Was this you? I don't know who put it, but it's a good question for 2021. What's our most anticipated game or movie or series for 2020? I think we should just pick one of those.
Okay.
Let's start with game. Let's start with game.
There's an announcement that came out a couple of minutes ago that said that Black Widow is being pushed back again.
I saw that.
Yeah,
won't be
that's
coming out this
predictable.
year.
But yeah, let's
But not
stick
this year?
with
Okay.
yeah. Let's just do game because movie is really too hard to
Yeah,
fuck
and
with right now.
Series as well. Series is another one. I think
Yeah, go
might
ahead,
be
old
really
Ned. Just
tricky.
start us off. And it's
Shit.
top 3.
So top 3, shit. Definitely Horizon Zero Dawn, the Forbidden West. I'm looking forward to that if I can get my hands on a system. Definitely playing that. But I want the hard drive space so I can actually play the game. That's my only big concern. The other one definitely is going to be Halo Infinite, because apparently there's supposed to be some really big changes, some new twists on, I guess, on some multiplayer stuff, at least for Halo, I guess. Maybe for multiplayer as a whole, I'm not sure. But I am looking forward to playing the game. There's some rumors there might be a Battle Royale element to Halo this time around, which would be interesting. There's another game, I don't know if it's out this year, but it got announced during during like Gamescom earlier or late last year, and that's Perfect Dark. So there's a new Perfect Dark that's coming. I hope it's this year, but it looks like it's in super early, like pre-alpha development. But the other game I'm looking forward to, definitely, even though I haven't finished the first one, would be God of War Ragnarok. That's going to be another one to play, even though I still haven't beat God of War. I'm like halfway through.
How dare you?
But
Should have platinumed it by now.
Yeah. Those are games I'm definitely looking forward to. There's a bunch of other stuff, like honorable mentions, definitely Gotham Knights, to play like freaking the Arkham series with 2 people. I mean, that's going to be fucking crazy too, but yeah. That's me.
Okay. I guess I'll
definitely.
go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say definitely Horizon West. That game is number 1 on my list, just to see it, especially on the PlayStation 5 with either ray tracing or 60 frames per second. That's going to be fucking just eye candy for me, and just hopping on robo dinosaurs and corrupting them and doing all kinds of shit. That's going to be a easy game I'm going to try to platinum and thoroughly enjoy it while I'm doing it. Ironically, I was interested in Hitman. It just came out.
Hitman
I think
3?
it just came out this week.
Yeah.
I thought it was this coming Tuesday. No, it's already out.
I think it's
I
out.
saw people doing reviews and sort of live playthroughs, so I thought it did drop. But that game does look interesting to me. I've kind of dibble-dabbled a little bit in Hitman, and it's pretty fun, but I've been hearing nothing but great things about this latest version, especially with it being on the 5 again, and people are saying there's just so much you can do in the game, even with replaying the levels over and over again. There's so many different ways you can go about trying to complete your missions and everything. And then Rainbow Six, the Quarantine, I'm down to get on that and get a nice little start clearing corners with a nice good squad and do a little bit of fun competitive gaming.
Good shit, Cronus.
Yeah, so for me, God of War Ragnarok is my number one that I want to play because I'm a huge fan of Greek mythology. When God of War first got announced, fucking many years ago, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed their delving into Spartan life and then Greek mythology. It was excellent. Horizon Zero Dawn 2, I'm also looking very forward to because the last game was so awesome and it was so. It didn't only live up to expectation; it exceeded expectations for I think many gamers. It was so good. And then also there's two. I'm gonna put two together only because I don't know if they're gonna come out this year and I don't know if they're gonna be good. But I have high hopes for them, but they could fuck it up. The first one is Outriders that got pushed back. Literally, I think it was the last podcast, maybe 2 podcasts ago. I had pre-ordered the game just maybe like a couple hours before the podcast started. And then after I pre-ordered it, I got an email that it got pushed back. I was like, you motherfuckers, are you serious? But the game is from People Can Fly and Square Enix, so hopefully this will be Square Enix. I'm pretty sure it's Square Enix. But hopefully it's Square Enix coming back to proper form. Unlike Marvel's Avengers. We don't talk about that shit no more, though. And then also Returnal, which I think that a lot of people are not talking about. Returnal looks like a really good PS5 exclusive game that it looks like sort of horror adventure-ish, but also a third-person shooter that looks like basically Metroid, the PS5's version of Metroid. Like seriously, that's what I see so far. Hopefully they don't fuck it up, but that's what I see right now.
Yeah, you were the one who posted to our Facebook page like the gameplay trailer. Is that correct?
Yes, I did because the gameplay looked really fucking good.
Yeah, it does. The one thing that fucked me up is there was like the parasite that like enhances your body or whatever.
Yeah.
That, like latched onto your character. I was like, what the fuck is happening? It looked gross, but like the chick was like, it seems to be helping me and hurting me, but I'm gonna run with it. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I think that those two games. Like, I don't see enough people talking about them, but they seem like they could be really good.
There you go. DeBluto?
No, let me see. So definitely Horizon Zero. Is it Horizon Zero West? That's what it's called, right?
Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West. Yeah.
Forbidden, yes, right. So I'm looking forward to that one. Even though I need to go back and play the first one because I got to a certain point where I was able to take down fucking T-Rexes, but I don't think I ever finished the game. But I'm definitely going to correct that and go back and finish it. I'm definitely looking forward to God of War, and I'm not sure if it's 100% confirmed, but I'm looking forward to Among Us 2 is supposed to drop this year, so we might get a sequel to that game. And if not that one, then I'll say Gotham. I hope Among Us could become a console platform game as well, because it's fun on the mobile phones and it's fucking dope on the PCs. But I can see them making a lot of money if they were able to get that shit onto the consoles.
So, I'm sorry, did you say Gotham? Were you talking about Gotham Knights?
Yeah, Gotham Knights.
Good shit. For me, I got Resident Evil Village, also known as Resident Evil fucking 8. This game is tearing up all the weeb boards in terms of the evil tall vampire lady.
Only
everybody.
because she's got big titties. That's all.
I mean, they're not ginormous titties, but
they're pretty fucking enormous.
I mean, she's tall. She's tall as fuck. She might be 12 feet tall. Who the fuck knows? Resident Evil's just been really good of late. They, obviously with 3 and 2, the remakes, and then 7 was an impressive game. This one's definitely in first person, and everything I've seen so far has me fucking hyped. Looks like they have much more than just zombies in store for us. The next one I got on here is Diablo. I don't know if it's going to be titled Diablo 4, but the next Diablo. 3 was spectacular.
That's amazing.
If they drop 4, I'm just going to be through the roofs and going to be doing some co-op dungeon crawling awesomeness for many months or years. And the last one I have, I've mentioned it on here quite a few times. I'm really excited about this, even though it's a new IP. Kena, Bridge of Spirits. It should be a PS5 exclusive, obviously, and looks like it's from a studio that I'm not as familiar with, but everything about it looks kind of whimsical and fun and adventure-y, with kind of a cartoonish, but not too little kitty vibe to it. So it just looks exciting to me. And then I was surprised to see, there aren't that many black developers that have their own studios. It looks like this is one of the few that's getting a big AAA title. So interested in that one. We'll have to see more. And I think it drops later this spring. Those are my three.
Prodigy, did you see that they're doing a beta for this Resident Evil multiplayer game? It's like it might be the rumored battle royale game, but you have to like apply it so you can get the code to get in and all that shit.
The only reason why, and I love fucking Resident Evil. The only reason why I would not be hyped for any type of battle royale or online is because Resident Evil 3's add-on mode Resistance was just fucking terrible. It wasn't balanced. I put it up for Rotten Eggplant against Avengers. Damn. Because I was just frustrated, and I put in the time with it. I played it with Hobby a bunch. It was just awful. So they're gonna have to really show and prove, and I'll wait for the reviews. I'm not hyped for anything Resident Evil multiplayer wise at all based on that experience.
Hey, real quick, shout out to Jason, who just used the super chat feature that I think that most people kind of forget about. If you're watching this live and you like what you're seeing, you can donate to us via super chat. Any denomination, $1, however many dollars you want to send our way, we would appreciate it all the time. And we'll give you a shout out on the live stream for donating to us. So thank you, Jason.
It only takes $1 to bring us good luck. Don't be bashful. Don't be shy. We're only a singing homeless guy. Let's go.
What the fuck?
All right, let's round it up, guys. Stitch, what you got popping this week?
I'm going to play, or I'm going to finish up watching that Craft documentary probably tonight. Get back on Ghost. I want to do some progress in the single player mode because I keep getting sucked up in the Legends. And I don't want to.
Legends is so good.
It is so good, but I don't want to completely ignore the story mode and then just not beat it or whatever, which would aggravate me. So I need to ignore Legends for a little bit and then hop on story. But the raids have been fun and everything.
Oh my God.
It's so much fun. We put in a lot of time, and we weren't successful. We wasted 5 hours or whatever, but it was fun. And then Storm's birthday is coming up in less than a month.
Holy shit. Holy
fucking
shit.
crazy. It's just time has completely flown by. Obviously, watching her grow is just absolutely just tickles me pink or whatever. And it's so funny, just doing all kinds of dad stuff. I went to the supermarket early this morning, and I'm just getting stuff that whatever, milk and just random stuff around the house. And I see the baby aisle, and I'm like, I know what's gonna happen when I go down here. I'm gonna get 27 different types of puree foods of every different fucking flavor combination or whatever, just to see her fucking try it. I got damn near every piece of fresh fruit I could get just to be oh, green apple, see if she likes the green apple. Oh, mango, I'll get fresh mango. Oh, avocado or whatever. And I just come back with just loads of shit just to watch her hold it and then nibble on it. And then when she's done, she'll just launch it on the floor, and I just absolutely hilarious. So dad life is great. And then I guess for a birthday, obviously pandemic, so we'll probably just maybe do a Facebook Live event or something like that. Who the fuck knows or whatever. And probably I always had a tradition of getting a German chocolate cake. My mom would make me a German chocolate cake or whatever as a kid. So I guess maybe I'll get her a cupcake, a German chocolate cupcake, because she hasn't had chocolate. No, she hasn't had chocolate yet at all. So it'll be funny watching her go to the point of no return of having chocolate for the first time and just fucking smearing it all over her face and doing whatever stuff that the whole thing is. But other than that, just sort of chilling. The weather was bananas this week. It was I thought it was damn near hurricane coming through. The Bay Area yesterday. Yeah, I just took my dog outside and just started combing him and just watching the tumbleweed just getting launched down the street or whatever. But yeah, that was pretty much my plans for this week.
Blue, what you got?
Speaking of babies, the Sweets and I we're waiting for our little bundle of joy to come, little baby Blue. So we pretty much. I want to say we're almost ready, but not really ready. Like we got everything set up. Like we got the bassinet, we got like the clothes, the wardrobe, closet, and stuff set up for the baby. We haven't bought diapers yet because like my whole thing with diapers is like we don't know if he's gonna come in big or he's gonna come in small. Like I want to buy fucking newborn diapers and fucking not use them at all. But we might buy a couple of like 1 month, 2 months old diapers so we have it on hand. But yeah, we're making a little home improvement to the house.
Can,
Um,
can I ask a quick question, Blue? Sorry,
yeah,
I don't mean to interrupt, but is the sweetness nesting right now?
not yet. So she doesn't take her maternity leave until next month.
It's got nothing to do with
Okay.
maternity leave.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but
Oh wait,
Yeah.
wait. What do you mean by nesting? Because I know what you mean, but like it.
Nesting is like when they start like just building. Like I remember when Lilo was going through her nesting phase, it was like she was like, "We need this done right now," and I'm like, "The baby's not coming for like 6 months," and she's like, "No, I need the room painted," and it was just like Amazon packages were just coming like 5 times a day, just the stuff that was coming in the house, and she is like,
Why are you
like,
being
nesting is
so
like when, like,
mean?
yeah, it's like when a bird just starts gathering everything they can possibly get just to build the nest or whatever. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so we got a new like rocker couch thing in the living room. We have like we redid our closet, so the closet's got like new wardrobe, like organizing things. That's all up in there. The baby has their own little organizing thing. Like she's got like the whole changing station set up. We actually I took the dog's crates and moved them into the living room. So now the dogs don't sleep with us anymore. They have to sleep in the living room now, but they have their crates that they sleep in. So I have like this whole kind of like entertainment, furniture, nightstand thing going with the dogs. So they're off in their own little space. So they're not sleeping with us anymore. But yeah, she's definitely in that nesting stage. But yeah, right now we're just counting down the days, just waiting for him to get here. Like we're talking about like what we plan on doing and what we hope happens. Like I don't know, it's interesting. Yeah, we're planning, but we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. But other than that, like we talked about earlier, like I just finished playing Maneater. But I think I need to get a new game. I don't know. I'm gonna start playing Tomb Raider: Shadow of the Moon or whatever the fuck it's called. We demoed that.
Jesus Christ.
We demoed that at San Diego Comic Con, so I kind of want to play it so I can finally play it all the way through. But then also like I want to finish playing Almost Human. Is it Almost Human?
Wait,
Yeah.
Detroit become human?
Yeah, Detroit Becoming Human. Yeah, I want to finish that because I got like I probably like maybe 20% into that game. But what's kind of crazy? So I played it on Christmas Day. Was the last time I played it, and the opening AI was like, "Oh hey, welcome back. By the way, Merry Christmas." I'm like, what the fuck kind of...
Yeah, that's a trip. It's a trip.
I hate games like that. Like, it's like... Because I know in one of the Batman games, Batman Arkham City, if you go down into the Gotham prison thing and you talk to the calendar man,
Yeah.
and if it's like a holiday, he'll say something like holiday related. I thought that was always fun.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool but creepy, but like, that's kind of like a little Easter egg in the game. But yeah, I gotta get back to that game.
With that game, there's a trophy/achievement. You have to see him on specific dates, and he'll say something, and you have to do it for over a year. I mean, there's a trick in order to skip that, but you'll get the trophy for doing it. Yeah, you just change the date.
Calendar or whatever.
Yeah, you just change the date and time on your system, but still.
That's it for me for now. Wait, a quick shout out to my mom. Happy birthday! My mom's birthday was yesterday. But yeah, happy birthday to my mom. She doesn't listen to the podcast, but I got to do it.
All right, Kronos, you still there?
I am still here.
Oh, okay. I couldn't see you for a second. What you got popping?
I'm probably gonna take a vacation sometime soon. I have like 400 plus hours of PTO, and I need to use them. Well,
Are
apparently.
you at that threshold where it's use it or lose it?
Well, I think I'm past that threshold.
Oh, shit.
Last year, my last paycheck, they had to pay me out a bunch of money for my vacation, but I need to just start taking vacation. So I will probably take the traditional week of every week off, and then just drink and work out all the time. I need to do some stuff around the house, so I'm gonna buy a new toilet, this is like the not coolest thing ever. But I'm gonna buy a Toto toilet, because I already have like a bidet set up.
It's awesome.
But it's I have a Tushy bidet, right? But for some reason, well, not for some reason, the toilet that I have in my main bathroom in the master bedroom, it has like this crazy low flow toilet thing, and so it has like this fucking bin of water that's way above like the actual tank, and so that dumps into the toilet, and that's what gives the toilet water, which is fucking weird. But it also makes it so that the Tushy toilet thing, I can't plug in like my cold water outlet into the toilet. So if I turn the bidet on, it's like you don't like. If you want it warm, it's gonna be warm for like maybe 5 seconds, and then it's gonna fucking burn your asshole. So yeah, so I need to like set it up. So I just need to buy fucking, because the old toilet that I have now, it's fucking just bullshit. Like low flow toilets that are pure low flow are fucking dog shit. They get dirty fast as fuck. When you flush them, it doesn't flush right, and if you happen to have splatter, then it just stays in your fucking toilet. That's just the way it's gonna be. And so you have to clean it all the time, and it's fucking annoying as shit.
Yeah, we did change our toilet too, because we have a round toilet, and I want to get an elongated one, because the fucking round toilet just isn't meant. It's not meant for a man, basically.
Yeah. So the Toto, I mean, the one that I have is elongated, but the Toto one that I'm gonna buy is elongated, but it's like almost $600. I'm like, fuck it. I need to just fucking pull the trigger, so I can take guilt-free shits for the remainder of my life. I have to like keep constantly cleaning my goddamn toilet. So yeah, other than that, I'm enjoying Maneater. I'm gonna do some more stuff to the Infinity Base once I take a vacation. I'm looking forward to COVID being over, and I really hope that America can get better, and that this stupid white supremacist bullshit in America can end eventually. I think that a lot of people are just sleeping on that shit, and they're not paying attention to the fact that white supremacy in America is a real problem. So I think that this administration, even though they were previously part of the problem, they at least have publicly recognized the problem, and hopefully they will do something about it. If not, then I will burn them. It's just as hard, if not harder, than I have with Donald Trump. But Donald Trump committed treason, so as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Old Ninja, what you got?
Just a little fun fact: I mounted my PlayStation 5. It's hanging on the wall as I'm displaying it right now.
Just audio.
Clown
You
of
see it
please.
hanging. Let's see. For me, so I've been helping people try to get raid ready for Ghosts of Tsushima Legends. So hopefully we'll have more people. Hopefully we'll have more people this weekend get ready. Be ready for the raid. Even though it'll be their first time, at least we'll have more people that are willing to jump in and try to get it done. So there's going to be a lot of people trying to ask for, a squad or whatnot. So they're pretty close. Some of them are just about there. Try to check out this next episode of WandaVision. I want to see what this is, where it's leading and whatnot. This will be, I watch it at like 12:01 when it drops on Disney Plus. So I'll check that stuff out there. I just got my W-2s. So I'm just like, I'm probably not going to get any money, and I'm probably going to owe a shit ton. So we'll see.
You just got to steal someone's baby, man. You'll be fine.
Yeah, and get shot. That's fine. I'm really behind on these Resident Evil games. I have like pretty much all of them except for like one, and so I'm gonna try to make a dent on at least one of them, and then I'm pretty close to the end on Ghost of Tsushima, the single player as well. So I might try to finish it by Sunday. We shall see. I'm looking forward to Attack on Titan on Sunday. I'm gonna be chilling watching that, but while Corona's still raging out there, I'm gonna do my, basically I'm just gonna be home and trying to catch up on, some shows, maybe either finish or start some shows. We'll see. But yeah, there's not a whole lot of like outgoing for me.
Super duper low key for me. Mishka did have me watching that Bridgerton show. It is not a manly show at all on Netflix.
Yeah.
It is not manly at all. But Shonda Rhimes did do some pretty decent production. But it is definitely a girl show. But I watch it with my my lady. So we're watching that. I want to try that Lupin show as well.
I saw that. That looks interesting.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
does.
Is it off of the anime or is it like a totally different story? When I first saw it, I was like, is this a black?
It looks like it's totally different. It looks like it has like a maybe French
Yeah.
story. Yeah, French story with the black male lead. I don't know much about it, but it looks semi-interesting, and it much like the Queen's Gambit. It looks like it's blown up on there. So I'll give it a try.
It's ranked top 10 right now.
Yeah.
So
Is
was
that
that.
one of
So was
those
that Anthony Mackie movie too. Was okay. The one
Oh,
where
I'm probably gonna watch that tonight. I heard it was actually okay.
With
There-
the cyborg arm, right?
yeah. Well, he's a fucking cyborg, but
Yeah.
basically, there's some problems with the movie, but it's still enjoyable. I still enjoyed it.
Cool.
You know, there's a movie that it's on HBO with oh god, it's got the guy from Tenet and oh god, the girl who plays Catwoman in the Batman Christopher Nolan ones.
Anne Hathaway.
Oh,
Yeah, Anne Hathaway. She's in it. Basically they talked about like what happened during a coronavirus like pandemic, but like those two have no fucking chemistry whatsoever. It's a horrible fucking movie.
Is the Lupin movie one of those movies that Netflix said that they're doing the whole new movie every month or week kind of thing?
I don't know. I don't know. All I've seen is the brief trailer, and I was like, okay, if people are talking about it, I'll give it a shot. You know, like when they put their top 10 out there, I'll at least watch the trailer and see what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? But other than that, that's all I really got. Hopefully finishing up, I need to finish, Final Fantasy and make a bigger dent into Doom Eternal. But that's it.
All right.
Check us out, old ninja.
Hold on, real quick
Oh,
before we end this whole thing. This is the last thing I probably got to say. Is that on Friday I'm going to drop basically a commercial for Balance Exchange, probably around like noon. I'm sorry, like around 3 Pacific time. I'll drop like a commercial, and then next Friday we'll drop the actual first episode, and we're doing seasons, and we'll explain exactly when to expect episodes and how often we're gonna do this, and explain the whole season thing for all the listeners. So hopefully you guys will appreciate these podcasts. It's gonna be weird because we talked about current events in the podcast, but now they're gonna be like months late.
Older.
Yeah.
When you say drop a commercial, where is that?
Here, it'll be on this podcast, so it'll be
Okay.
on our channel. All the Balance Exchange will be on this channel for now.
Okay.
In the future, maybe we'll drop it, on our own thing. But for now, it'll be here because we have the obvious built-up audience here, and you guys all know me. So listen to check out the commercial, and then see if it's something you want to watch. If not, then let us know. If you're not digging it, then just you know how to get hold of us, social media or email. So.
Well, first, next thing I'm going to talk about, what are we going to do for the 300th episode? Because we talked about doing a drunk cast. Is that going to happen this Friday? Next Friday?
Next Friday.
It's supposed to be next Friday. I got some guests lined up, and you'll see some emails. We're doing some coordination behind the scenes right now.
You know what we should have done?
So would it be no podcast next Wednesday?
We should have asked DPC to see if she wanted to come on.
Yeah.
Oh, that would
Have a couple of drinks. Yeah.
It's actually, it might not be too late. Let's we might have to give that a shot.
I hit up Ella Darling and say she wants to join too.
She can too. I'm sure she'll be probably more willing to do it on short notice.
Yeah. We'll get a tight schedule for that one. But yeah, we'll do it next Friday. Old Ninja, take us out.
All right. You just experienced the dankest podcast on the internet. We are Black and Black Times Infinity. Check us out anywhere on the internet with B's and BTIs, BTHANBTI. Anywhere you can listen to a podcast that includes iHeartRadio, Spotify, Radio Republic, or One Republic, Radio Republic, Stitcher, Player FM, Sound, everything on there. We're on Facebook, obviously YouTube, every Wednesday night, 8:30. Get your thankness weekly from us. Check out our official website, binheadproduction.com/BTI. We have a new Discord now. We're also on Amazon. We have an app on there. Go ahead, check us out on there. And on Apple, we're on Apple Podcasts as well. We're everywhere. Anywhere you can listen to us. Find us. And then our email, like Kronos said, it's bti@gmail.com.
Vote for them golden eggplants. Interspecies reviewers, baby.
Old Ninja rigging elections.
I'll rig nothing. It's not my fault that you can't read or put your voice out there. Next time, vote.
Through to Friday.
What? That's not real. It's fake. Fake news. That went away with the last administration.
Yeah, about to say, fake news is done. All right, this bitch.